Mustard, Cam Waters.
For the first time here for season 3, Davis on pole, Vanderkran in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vanderkran in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to tell him to do. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner? Up through turns 2 and 3 they go. Round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
Amazing, it was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert, Cam Waters, almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak, James guys just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can move on. God's just absolute thinker, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRW TV, and welcome in to the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars series for the Split 2 and Split 1 action here this evening, starting with Split 2 out at Indy Road Course. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, awaiting the return of my broadcast colleague Steve Sinkovic when he eventually returns to the booth. He's currently having a chat with Race Control to suss up some things. So for right now, we'll be moving on forward without him. I do apologise. Last week, though, Brands Hatch, massive chaos in the Split 2 field, as I somewhat expected what might happen. Sinker's backing with me very, very good. Sinker, I was just talking to the people about the chaos that we saw happening in Split 2 last week at Brands Hatch. Was about to get onto the fact that Indy Road, we're probably going to get a lot more of that happening as well.
Oh, mate, I was on there the other night trying a bit of a spin. I was having a lot of technical issues, but apart from that, it's a great track. It's just a tricky one. You've got so many left, rights that you've got to be on ball, and you've got to make sure you hit your brake markers like crazy. Otherwise, forget about it.
Yeah, you have to be hitting your marks, have to be getting yourself perfectly prepared to assault this circuit as best as you possibly can. I think for me, and it might be a little bit contestive as well, my preferred layout of this track is actually the former motorcycle layout, the one which has the kind of extended infield compared to this one. It kind of cuts where the chicane is at turn 5 and 6. Instead, it kind of cuts in on itself. But regardless, I think this one can still lead to some great racing. That section there was more or less made to give a good passing opportunity down at turn 7 at the hairpin. I think that's going to be one of the major spots we're going to have to keep an eye on. Plus, as well, the end of the main straight into turn 1. But we could also see some lap 1, turn 1 carnage here, Sinker, with people not being prepared and maybe missing their brake marker lap 1 as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And there's a couple of little spots too. If you haven't practiced properly, there's a few spots that you could quite easily go right past your line and end up back on the loop again. So you really got to be careful. You
really do. We're currently in qualifying. It has only just begun. As Sean Vandermillen has already gone top with a 128.69. Remember, I mentioned I expect big things from this guy this season in Split 2 and throughout the year of 2025 as well, across the multitude of leagues that he is racing the supercar. He had a bit of tough luck last week in round 1, got taken out on lap 1, turn 1 at Brands Hatch. He'd be hoping for a cleaner getaway here tonight, but he's got the pace, he's got the ability. We know this Sinker. He proved it in race 2 last week when he made up a multitude of positions. And tonight, if he can start from the front and get a clean getaway, we could be looking at our race winner in our 40-minute affair, I do apologise, here for the Split 2 race before Split 1 later this evening.
No, 100%. We've seen some boys pop up. We saw Dan Bartouche, very impressive last week, coming out of nowhere. There's still a lot more names that have popped up that weren't there last week because we had a lot of people away for the old fantastic 12-hour that was out. So bigger numbers, a few more fresh faces. Maybe that'll add up to a few more incidents, but it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully no safety car bashing this week.
Hopefully not. We do have to mention that this guy here, Jordan Mazzaroli, currently leads the championship at the moment. What a revelation this guy is. Won both races last week. And thanks to the good old effects of editing, he will get, next to his name when I update it. Oh, no, apparently not. All right, fair enough. Thanks a lot, SDK. Ruining it. I was going to give him a gold number next to his name, but for whatever reason, it's not doing it. I'll figure that out in a moment. But yes, leads the championship at this stage, does Jordan Mazzaroli. 2 wins from 2 on the trot. Could he make it 3 tonight? Well, he's had a great qualifying thus far. 127.93 Sinker. Proved that he had the pace. Struggled a little bit on Sunday when he raced. But I think that might have just come down to who he was racing against as well. But Tuesdays, well, you know, he's definitely proving a point. And you'd have to think if he goes perfect across the first 3 rounds, well, there may be decisions made to actually move him up into split 1. We'll have to wait and see. Kai Jones in the pit lane. He sits P2, 128.1 as well. Jacob Traynor out there. First round for him for the season here tonight. He's in P4 at this stage. Ron Allen, P5. Stefan Lawrence, Tony Baker, Jeff Arnold, Alex McManus, and Michael Quash currently makes up your top 10. Matt Feely returns to the Supercars here tonight. Was not here for round 1. Back again in the car this week for round 2. So he debuts for this season as well. Clutters is back out there. Hughes is back out there. Josh King, Nathan Gardner, who another Blackout OPR car that's out on the track for the first time this season with us here on Tuesday nights as well. So great to see him out there. We also have to mention, though, the elephant in the room, Sinker. How has Alan Mazzaroli recovered after last week? And do we think he's come back with, do we think there's anything in the back of his mind after what happened at turn 2 last week under safety car?
I think it would be just all regret, mate.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
It would be just all regret.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully he's come in, he's thought about what happened and just, head down, bum up and look forward and just try and get something positive out of this race as well.
I just saw Lipsky before going into the wall, so he's having a bit of an adjustment to his car. Names out there, mate. There's some. Everyone I'm seeing is really, really on point. It's like we've gone and said, right, everyone that's raced for us before, come back and race.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
It's huge, mate. It's huge. We've got here 31, 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 38 on track at the moment. So that is pretty special. And still a few that can't make it because they're off-on workers and stuff like that, fifers. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. How good's that looking? Bartouche is looking very sprightly, mate. There's a bit of a glimmer of a fishy motorsports design in that design of his.
Maybe, possibly. I think it's just more or less he's taken over he's taken an HRT car and put his own spin on it.
HRT car, yeah, he has, yeah. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm expecting a good season out of him. That he's just his pace and the way he conducted himself last round was just sensational. It was really good.
You've just put the moz on him because currently he's sideways on the heading into the final section. I figured out how to get that gold number next to Jordan's name as well. So that will change depending on who is leading the championship throughout this season as well. So just because Jordan leads it at the moment does not mean he'll keep that gold number. It will go to someone else if they beat him by enough points. And they did well enough last week. So if Bartouche wins and Jordan finishes near the back, well, Dan would take over the championship lead as well, which is one thing we actually do need to run through if I have a quick look at the standings.
Evening, Laura. Thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, great to have you out
there. There it is. He's got the gold on tonight. It looks good in the gold with the chrome. I like it.
I think a brushed
Brad's
looks a little bit better.
That looks. What did you say?
Brushed gold, not full chrome.
No, that would take me too much time. I really like that. That's actually looking stunning.
Hang on, brushed is just a different shade of grey, Sinker, on the spec map.
I know, but it's just too much for me to think about, mate. Too much for me to think about. I do like it like that. It's pretty spectacular.
So you don't have to think about it. But Brad is out there at the moment, and looking to try and just continue to improve, continue to get better. He's there's one thing you can say about Brad is that he sticks with it no matter what. This guy has been through quite a lot of things, on track that would have made a lot of people give up.
And we've seen a lot of people give up.
We have. We've seen a lot of people give up with the things that's happened to Brad out on track. He just keeps chipping away. He just keeps going. Out there for experience, out there for seat time, and it's absolutely great to see. So, yeah, he's continuing on forward as well. Vandermeulen, he will try and better his time at some point in this qualifying session, but right now is not going to be at that point. We are 9 or 10 minutes into the session, 5 minutes left, but Mazzaroli is he's moving.
He's on fire. He's a 127.849. Is he racing Sundays?
I think he might be. I
can't remember if he was there Sunday night or not.
You know what? I cannot entirely remember, if I'm honest with
you.
No,
neither can I. It feels. I mean, it's only 2 days ago, but it feels like a week ago. With that pace, he should be out there.
He should be. He really should be.
Yeah, 100%.
Which, although in saying that, if he races on Sunday and he does that sort of pace and he does well, he'll never be in Split 2 ever again. They would, Barbs would look at him and say, you know what, son, you're going straight up. Like,
it looks like a foregone conclusion that his pace out there is ridiculous. I think he's got it to be out there in Split 1. Let's just compare his times with the Split 1 race. When we see it at the moment, he's doing a 1:27.84 as the fastest lap.
Yeah.
So it will be very interesting to see how the lap times go later on. So viewers out there, don't forget that we are transitioning from Split 2 to Split 1 tonight. So there'll be a gap where we'll just talk crap for a while, and we'll transition from one.
In that period of change.
Yeah, we'll be able to transfer across from one to the other. So I can talk to the podiums while Hamish does all the brain thinking in the background, because my brain just doesn't handle thinking this time of night.
Only this time of night, Sinker? I was thinking more of a 24-hour type of thing, but...
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to wonder lately, yeah.
So at this stage, we'll quickly just run through the championship standings. So Jordan Mazzaroli, of course, leads the title race, 120 points. He's on a perfect 120 after round 1. Scotty Weston and Daniel Clutterbuck are currently equal in P2 on 106 points. Scotty, I think maybe ahead on count back, or it's just how it's happened to go into the standings. And then equal third is Hayden Cupid and Michael Quash on 100 points. Bartish, P5 in the championship on 98 points. Ron Allen, Craig Keeley, equal 6th on 94. Jordan Ferguson is in P9 in the championship on 90. And then Stefan Lawrence is out of the top 10 drivers 10th in 88th position. Now it skips certain numbers because of equal positions and such. So that's why there's, only so many positions in there out of 10, but some of them are equal. But the fact of the matter is, Mazzaroli is the man on fire. He's the man to beat. And I think the surprise package out of those names is probably Scotty Weston, who unfortunately was in the sand just then as I cut to him, so that ruined that moment for me. I was trying to talk him up. But also Quashi as well. He did well.
Yeah.
Have
a look at the times though.
These are the team to beat at this stage. They're both in the top 3 of the championship.
100%. But have a look at the times that are come behind him. Jordan hasn't got it all to himself tonight. He's got an 8.49. Then Kai Jones has got a 1.81. And Sean Vanderman 4.25. Stefan Lawrence 4.95. Jacob Trainer 7.44. Hang on. No further action. So the times are very, very close. It's that's a second there from about 7th place down. 7th place up, I should say.
So, of course, as well, in our race control booth tonight, you mentioned them, we have got Tyson McAvoy in there helping support Matt Keane as he learns the ropes further as a race steward, a head race steward. And Stephanie Piccoli in there to learn the ropes as a race controller.
Yeah, she's on there training tonight,
I would assume that she may be... I would actually say Tyson's probably in the safety car. And Steph's probably just taking notes, similar to how Catacasinos was on Sunday.
There was discussion of her being in the safety car. She even said, I've cut a few laps just to make sure I don't stack.
Well,
but she's officially our first female race steward in training.
I thought that was Tyson.
I don't know what he
identifies as.
Identifies as. I know what I identify him as, but I don't know what he identifies as. Oh, go Steph! Yeah, she's the legend, doing really well. Speaking of legends, those of you who want to have a bit of a run on Friday night, the legends are out there racing again, and Di Feldman is an absolute legend in the legends.
Yeah, in the Pro 2 lights, that calendar has been revised as well. That was released today, the revised calendar for that series.
Yeah, I did see that.
So
that was my segue.
Yeah, we'll quickly talk about revised calendar at the end of qualifying here, but it looks like Mazzaroli's not going to get pipped at this stage. So we're keeping the same track we were going to be running this week anyway, in case people were practicing, which is Legacy Phoenix 2008 Dirt Road. We've also made changes to the formats as well. The Dirt Road tracks are going to be running 3 races, 2 heats and a feature. The 2 heats are 7 laps each, and then a 15-lap feature at the end. Round 3 is Daytona Dirt Road Long. We then have the first of 3 actual road courses, so actual like tarmac road courses at Winton Club Circuit, which the road racing rounds, the 3 of them, are a different format of 1 heat of 6 laps and a feature of 12 laps. Round 4 will be at Winton. Round 5, we go back to Dirt Road for Wild West Motorsports Park. Round 6, Tsukuba Circuit for another actual road course race. And then Daytona Dirt Road Short for round 7, back at Phoenix for round 8, and then Okayama Short to end the season with a road course. So that's now been revised. They are all free tracks, and we'll keep them as free tracks going forward. We might just swap out the road courses each season if we continue it on. So yeah,
my son,
but yeah, it's gonna be good.
Told me today, or actually last week, I should not lie. I'm not gonna lie. Last week, that Daddy, at my age, after 30 seconds, you lose me. You lost me at round 2.
We're just talking about the calendar sinker. That's all. I know that you have the brain capacity of a pea. Doesn't mean that everyone else out there does, though, as qualifying comes to an end. So cars are just finishing off their times at the moment. Baker, Hodgkinson, Hayes, Tomlin, Anderson, and Johnston trying to get back to pits. But Jono's actually been cut off. He got out there a bit too late. So he's not even going to be able to get a time in qualifying.
Yeah.
So he'll be starting at the back.
Let's hope Team Greg stays apart this week.
Well, I was about to say, they're starting alongside each other. And last week, when they weren't even next to each other, they made contact on the start line. Like, how in the hell does that happen between them? Must be the combined age.
Giving a bit of a rib up the other night. I was in the lounge with them, and it was quite funny. Who's on pole? No, what's on first? Jordan Mazzaroli.
Yeah,
we're just about to go through them, mate.
I was about to say, Matty, you find out when we go through the grid. Surely you look at just the results in iRacing to see who's on pole, Matty. You're in the session, but
I think he's trying to hint. How about focusing on the race?
Yeah, well, that's what we are going to do, but we have to wait for qualifying to end. Because being a normal round tonight of 40 minutes, there's a little bit of hangover for qualifying. They don't just get cut off like the sprint round.
How about you boys in the RC room? Focus on RCing.
There's dirt on
Get on Team Greg. These boys are all supposed to be doing other stuff, and they're focusing on us. What's going on?
I know. Get back to whatever it is you guys are doing and leave this up to us. The starting grid, though, for the first or the second race of the season here for round 2. Jordan Mazzaroli will start pole position once again this season ahead of Kai Jones in P2. Sean Vandermeer and Jacob Traynor will start on the second row with Stefan Lawrence and Ron Allen making up your top 6. Daniel Clutterbuck, Alex McManus your top 8. With Andrew Cowan and Tony Baker making up your top 10. Marty Hughes and Michael Quash will then make up the top 12 with Jeff Arnold in P13 alongside Callan Hodgkinson in 14th. Making his return to Supercars action this season. Missed round 1, is back for round 2. Matt Feely, Scott Weston, your top 16 with Dan Bartish, Josh King, Nathan Gardner, and Brett Taylor making up your top 20. We could see Taylor do some good things here tonight. He's been on fire even in round 1. Nominson and Lipsky in behind with Feldman and Hayes, your top 24 cars. As Healy, Mazzaroli, that being Allen, Travis Nielsen, Peter Gretton, Chris Tomlin and Mark Cochran make up your top 30. Jordan Ferguson, Brad Anderson, Cam Hardwick and Johnny Rowe, your top 34. With Brad Mays, Daniel Harding starting on the 18th row of the grid. With the Team Greg cars of Greg Leake and Greg Johnston making up our 38 car grid here this evening. Our race controllers, Matt Keane, Tyson McAvoy and Stephanie Piccoli as well. But round 2 is about to get underway, Sinker. And for Mazzaroli, he has done the business once again in qualifying and put this car on pole.
Done a great job. He's just shown some consistency in pace. Not a big discrepancy in pace, but enough to raise our eyebrows and think, well, this kid's good. But again, he's got to do it for the whole race. He had a bit of bad luck last week. I think it was in the feature. But did really well for the first race. Let's see how he goes.
He still won the feature in the end.
Yeah. But what's it, Germany spins on lap 1, turn 1. Oh, I don't know, man. I just hope it's all clean. I don't want to see a safety car first lap.
Sinker. It's split 2. You know, this is the time where we get safety cars. Split 1's where we get the top end of town racing, tooth and nail. This is where we get to see drivers testing themselves and trying to get better.
Fingers crossed. We'll get a nice clean run into that first right-hander and left-hander. That's all I want. I just want to see it nice and clean. 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go. The grid is looking nice and full. I'm going to focus on the mid-pack, so I'm going to go somewhere along the line to... Let's go... Actually, where'd Dan Bartouche finish? He's
got
in
lights
17.
up for round 2. Mazzaroli and Jones front row. Can Vandermeulen make up for round 1? We are underway at Indy Road Course. It was a horrible start from Ron Allen further back in the field as they absolutely scramble down towards turn 1 for the first time here this evening. As we rocket to the braking zone, Mazzaroli's going to be able to keep it going here, but will we stay nice and tidy for the first lap of this race, for the first quarter of this race, as drivers are just trying to traverse their way through? They seem okay at the moment. We do. That's Quashi. Quashi's gone. One of the top 3 in the championship. And for Mazzaroli, he has had a perfect start to this race, Sinker. He's rocketed away nice and early. Lawrence and Jones had a good start too. Yeah, he's really starting to push forward. Vandermeulen struggled off the start, as I think Ferguson's gone off track in the background as well.
Yeah, Quashi's just called that in. Yeah, so the RC looking at it already. Looking spectacular. Look at the amount of cars on there. Just looks sensational around these S's.
As the train moves on through, we can see as Marty Hughes is off the road on the entry to the bowl. So he'll now have to try and traverse back on track in a nice clean manner, but needs to be careful because he's going to be entering right onto the racing line.
Yep,
oh,
he's all right. He's done okay.
Oh, he had a big slide though.
Rear end.
Yeah, he's kept it going. But for Mazzaroli, it was a perfect lap 1 as he comes back onto the main straight of the Brickyard. He leads Kai Jones by 1.7 seconds at the moment. So this guy's proving that he's got pace. He has outlapped.
Half a second.
He's done 1.5 seconds worth of time over that first lap over Kai Jones, and now Stefan Lawrence in the right machine fights his way forward, gets into P2 on the road, and now looks to chase down Jordan Mazzaroli at the front end of town. Let's have a quick look though at some of those incidents that happened on lap 1, because we missed a couple of them it seemed, but we also saw a little bit of carnage happening for some drivers further back. He was Quashi. Oh, it seemed he had a bit of a knock from Cowie.
Yeah, he's been Cowie. It looks like he's giving him a bit of extra love. There's like 3 or 4 cross. Here we go.
And then Jordan Ferguson as well.
Okay, so that was netcode.
What's happened to him? Yep. Oh, he took a bit of avoiding action and then had to run it out wide onto the grass as well. And then this was Hughesy's down at the exit of the infield.
Just called something in as well. Oh!
Yeah, so caught the curb, and that's why he's off the road. And then there's a moment here with Mazzaroli as well. Alan Mazzaroli at turn 1, lap 2. Oh, he had a bit of a knock from the OMFG car. That's not good. Matt Feely as well has had an off track too, so we're just trying to cut through
that
these.
in, so he should have called that in if it was a knock. We had a few calls come through. The incident with Cowie was no further action. That was netcode. Yep. So that was nice and cleared. But Stephen Lawrence has shown some great form. He's already a second off Vandermeulen, but Jordan Mazzaroli, man, 3 seconds ahead at the moment.
Put him in the
doing amazing laps.
Put him in the later time slot, Sinker. I think this is probably enough for us to see. He's leading by 3 seconds.
1:28.42.
As of the commencement of lap 3, he's leading by 3 seconds. Like,
yeah, he's literally lapping a second faster.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this guy is, he is something. And, you know, I know we have to wait till round 3 to see if there's anyone on the wait list who could replace him in split 2 instead of demoting somebody, but I think he deserves a split 1 spot at this point. He's got the pace, and you know, if he's winning every single week by this time, well, he's going to have a championship next to his name fairly easily. But it is up to the admins to decide.
Cowie's
had a moment.
Round.
Same spot as Marty Hughes into the wall.
Yep. I'm sure, did he hit the wall or not? But it was not a nice one. Looks like he's just over-rotated it.
Yeah, caught the curb.
He's touched the grass on the outside.
And, the slightest kiss.
Touched it up.
The slightest, so...
That was very lucky. 40-minute race, so it gives him some time to get back in there, and hopefully some other people will be spinning around. We've seen a lot of guys spin last round one, so people are still getting used to these cars, and as the front ends are going to get hotter, hang on, 021 incident, no further action. We'll see that as the tyres, the front ends get a bit hotter, they're going to slide a little bit in the front, and they're going to struggle to rotate them in, especially those guys who don't look after their tyres.
Well, it seems that Nathan Gardner's had an off-track further back. Alex McManus has had a crash, though.
Well.
Right there, big spin for him at turn 4. So what's happened to Alex McManus for PSR? Has he caught grass? He has caught grass. Oh, my God. Nearly filling the windscreen of Daniel Clutterbuck. Or possibly quite. No, it was Quash.
Looked like he was just about to catch that drift, too.
Yeah. Nearly had it, but then just kept on trying to get it back again. But he is going, but he is behind Marty Hughes, who's putting heaps of pressure right at the moment on Jordan Ferguson, who got a double top 10 last week and sits top 10 in the championship at the moment. Not the best qualifying, though, for the VRT driver out there at this stage. Nielsen further up the road. He looks to try and chase down Mark Cochran, who starts his Supercars season here tonight. He was not a part of round 1. He is in for round 2, though. Drive-through penalty car 235, contact on lap 2, turn 2. So that has been given to 235 Brad Mays, who we saw punted the rear end of one of those cars into turn 2. I'm trying to think of who it was now. I can't remember. Alan Mazzaroli, though, has had a massive moment further back in the field, it seems. It's claimed he's crashed 3 times. So what has happened to him at the back of the field? Oh, what has he done? How have you gone the wrong way, Alan? Please explain. He's actually gone the extended lap, Sinko, like he's doing a joker lap at the moment.
It's because he's lost track of the cars in front of him. And that's the problem with this track. They don't have cones up there for some of those spots. I did the same thing during a practice session on Sunday, yesterday. And some spots don't have the cones. So you can quite easily, if you don't know the track and you don't have the track guide on and you're new to it, you can quite easily do it.
Ferguson copping a slowdown there, dropping a heap of positions further back in the field as well. But for
Lipsky's
Mazzaroli,
off track as well.
Yeah, Lipsky's off. He's trying to get back on along with Nielsen and Hughes. He's going to slot in between them at this stage. There he is there. Bartouche is doing quite a fair job at the moment. He is up. Where is he? He's up 6 spots and just outside the top 10, Singer. That battle you've got going on is the battle for P10.
Yeah, he is. The biggest mover at the moment is Greg Johnson, who just lost his spot to Michael Quash. And he's just going backwards now. Chris Tomlin up 9 places. Craig Healy up 8. Oh, Tomlin just passed Brad Hayes.
Oh, there's Gretton getting caught up in behind Di Feldman. Contact as well, and then toes back to pits without permission. So unfortunately for him, he's now going to get a penalty for that one. It says Mazzaroli's had a moment. Well, he's actually tried to go around the bowl. It's unfortunate for Alan. He is really not having a good time here tonight. He's the other Mazzaroli, but his cohort Jordan, his son, I believe it is or his brother, is P1 on the road at the moment and leading the championship and is building that gap over Stefan Lawrence. It's now outsinker to 5.6 seconds after 6 laps. At this rate, he's going to win the race by 40 seconds if we were to go green the whole way.
Yep. I think we've just lost the driver in there.
Yeah, no, Gretton's out. He towed back to pits and is now out of the session. So he's
did he quit the session?
Yeah, he has quit the session. He towed back and then left.
Okay.
I believe as well, Alan Mazzaroli is also in the same boat too. So he's also towed back and then left the session. Leakey's had a moment as well. He's off the road down at the end of the inner straight. What has happened to the team Greg car of Greg Leak? Oh, he was in behind Jono. Oh, please don't tell me they came together, Sinker. Please don't tell me they came. Oh, very luckily they didn't, but he caught grass trying to avoid him, though. Oh, my God.
Oh, we've got a tow request. Craig Healy, I think it is. He's got no brakes.
He's out there and he's in the grass.
Yeah.
So we'll see if this causes our first Warren Brown Tools safety car for tonight.
Oh, the safety car. It's all the way out there.
The safety car has been called, has it?
Yes, it has. Yep, safety car has
good.
been called.
Okay, so safety car is now heading out on track for the first time this evening. For Mazzaroli, well, he had a great start to this racing to build up that gap to 6 seconds, as we mentioned. Unfortunately, though, that now is going to be cut down to absolutely nothing, and he's going to have Stefan Lawrence hot on his heels. We may see some drivers come in for an early pit stop, maybe just to try and, test the waters a little bit and see how long they can go. But it is a long way to go on tyres and on a heavy fuel load as well. But that might be the strategy play tonight. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see who comes in, though, under this safety car. I'd say if you're further back in the field, worth the gamble. If you're at the front, possibly not if your compatriots are not doing so.
Yeah. The boys are all starting to bunch up now, so they're all getting along there. Going to take them a little bit of time to catch up Mazzaroli.
Well,
a few have dived in the pits. 1, 2, 3 have just dived in the pits. That's
Hodgkinson, Bartish, and Weston.
Yes.
So all of them are now come in. Could be the play. Feely, Nommensen, Taylor all in. So's Feldman, so's Hayes, so's Tomlin, so's Cowan, so's Cochrane. Could this be a race-winning strategy for Weston and Bartish and Hodgkinson?
Look, it could, because we're talking 30 minutes left, and I'd suggest that's probably enough time to get through. But I was just about to say, Jacob Traynor has had a spectacular night. He's sitting in 5th place, which is really good for him.
He's down 1 spot,
Josh
qualified
Kennedy
inside the
up
top
9.
4.
Yeah.
Ferguson's now up 19, but those guys all need to pit. Brad Anderson's up 17 into P15, but he also needs to pit as well. Same for Harding, who's up 20, Johnston and Leake. So those guys not coming in under the safety car. That might be a little bit of a misplay, because if this is our only safety car and they can make it home from here on fuel, well, that is going to be a race-winning scenario for some of these drivers at this point of the race.
They're all coming out now.
Well,
led by
Weston's still in the box. So I have to wonder if he's either over-fueled the car or if he's actually sped in pit lane.
Yeah.
He is still there. So is Matt Feely. I have a feeling both of them have sped in pit lane here, and this has ruined their strategy altogether. Weston now leaves. 52.5 seconds was the stop.
The exit is closed. Let's see if he's going to stop.
Have to wait. He's going to have to wait at the blue cone around turn 1. Well, in saying that, pit exit's closed. The safety car wasn't actually on the straight yet.
No, but they were coming past. She passed the pit exit, and they've called it at that point because they're waving cars around as well.
Weston's left the pit lane. He's going to get a drive-through penalty.
He'll get a drive-through penalty.
Feely's done the right. Although Feely can actually go, he can go further. He can go up to the blue cone and wait at the blue cone.
Yeah, but he's done the right thing. That's the thing.
But yeah, he can wait. He can go up to the blue cone and wait. But waiting there's perfectly fine as well. There's a car coming out behind, or some cars coming in. Jeff Arnold, Brad Anderson, Daniel Harding,
There's a safety car now.
Yep. So Feely's now going to have to get Feely's now going to have to get a wave around. Weston's about to get a drive-through because he's exited a closed pit exit at this stage. So that's his race, arguably done and dusted at this point. I know he's taken a pit stop, but now he's going to be a lap down.
Pit exit's just opened.
Yep.
And there goes
Matty Feely. So Feely now comes out and he'll get a wave around.
Hang on. Healy's racing for Blackout OPR. Was he there before?
Yeah, Matt Feely's always been at Blackout OPR.
Has he? Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking of a different Matt then.
Are you thinking of... Well, Matty Jones also races for Blackout OPR. But you might be thinking of the fact of that they used to be CXR before they merged.
Yeah. Here we go.
Let's have a look. I just want to try
another wave around.
Yeah, it'll be Matt Feely who gets his wave around.
So
I want to try and find where is Scotty Weston's entry. Here it is here. So let's have a look because I want to see if he actually speeds into pit lane. So we'll go into the cockpit.
Can you see his speed?
Oh, he was 50. No, he was on it. It was right at the cone. Possibly, but isn't not a 60km/h pit lane because he's doing 63 or 64. I'm not unless he missed the box somehow. I don't know. But that is that's one for later because he's currently. I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. Why did he get a stop hold? Unless he was just filling up all the way, which
could have been that. Also, you didn't see the actual
actually,
entry
no,
pit lane as well.
It couldn't be filling it all the way because it still wouldn't take that long. Because he would have already had a 50% tank. So there is no way in which that's taken 53 seconds to fill the car.
Yeah, pit exit is closed. They're still going around.
Tell you what, I've been somewhat impressed with Di Feldman tonight, Sinker. She's done well. She caught out Peter Gretton a little bit earlier under brakes, and that caused him to have a spin. But she's not doing too bad. She's keeping it consistent. She's made her way up 3 spots to P20 as Hughes has now come into the lane. But, you know, she could be on for a solid result. She's pitted. She pitted on lap 7. So she's amongst the people that came in. Could she be on for a sneaky top 10?
Well, you know, it's about consistency, yeah? So if she can keep it clean all the way through and just take advantage of other people's incidents, she highly likely can do that, yeah.
Keep an eye on how she does.
Safety car's going to pull away. This is the last lap.
Yep, the safety car lights are out. Well, the positive thing for Steph Piccoli is she's going to take that car back to pit lane nice and clean.
Without a spin?
Without a spin at the moment. Well, we won't speak too soon because she'll have a period where she has to try and push it to get back to pits. But it's happened to the best of us for sure. It's happened to me. It's happened to you. It's happened to Tyson. It's happened to Adam. Anyone else we can think of that has spun out as the safety car driver? I think Barb's did it at one point.
Never driven a safety car, so I'll keep that sheet clean.
Well, just never drive the safety car, Sinker. I must, because you'd almost be guaranteed to do it. To be fair, but
100%.
Yep. So safety car's now pulling away.
Safety car keys to me.
No. Safety car under Stephanie Piccoli's control is now pulling away from the field.
Yep.
So Steph will now bring that thing back to
those
pit
boys
entry.
who pitted are going to be an extreme advantage of the rest of the boys.
Oh, 100%.
Who hasn't pitted now? You're looking at
fresh tyres.
From 14 upwards have not pitted.
Fresh tyres. They've got fuel in the car already as well. The only standout one is Scott Weston, who will get should get a drive-through for leaving in a closed pit exit. So watch if Matty Feely's actually called that into race control.
Mazzaroli's got control. Jamie just said the same thing that I was thinking, and that was Bartouche is going to be in a position to, I think, get right at the pointy end. He'll be able to go all the way to the end, and these other boys have to pit.
Well, we're under green flag once again. Mazzaroli breaks away to 0.6 of a second over Stefan Lawrence. Clutterbuck in the background was looking for a move on Traynor, not quite willing to go for it just yet. So
he goes Bartouche. He's having a sneaky look past Greg. He's just sucked in.
He's not willing to wait, is Dan Bartush. He wants to try and fight his way forward.
And Brady Mays as well is and Colin. Just see the move there from Hodgkinson. I don't know how he meant to get between those two cars then. Whew. That's some cojones on that one. We'll have to, when you get a chance a bit later, I want to see that pass again. That was a sensational pass. Everyone else seems to have settled in. A bit of pressure there on the back of Team Greg from Bartouche, and he's really trying to get around past him. Have a look at that.
That took also smart driving from Nommensen just to not try and push that too hard as well. So that was a real tango there between the both of them, just to leave space but also take space too. So that was a great move from Mr. Hodgkinson. Drive-through penalty, car 052 leaving a closed pit lane. So as we suspected, Scotty Weston is about to get a drive-through penalty.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with himself.
He won't, but he, should have listened to race control. So that's just one of those things at this stage. Leakey and Nommensen, though, have now had contact further back. And they're both off the road at the pit entry. At the final corner. I thought it was the pit entry because of the little lane that kind of goes on the inside of the bowl. Nommensen 2 is actually now on the side of the track on the straight. We could get another
Blowing
safety
the
car.
He's requesting a tow.
Yeah, we could get another safety car here. So what has happened between the both of them? We saw them, getting a little bit. Oh, so Leakey was going slow. Has he had a wheel disconnect and then gone right into the side of Nommensen?
Looked like it because that was just Leakey's car going flying to the left.
Yeah.
Is he still on track?
That was wild. Let's have a look here. I want to go on board with him.
Oh, he's had whoever that was just then. Hardware failure. He can't get the car going.
Oh, no, he lost the rear. So Leakey lost the rear when he tried to fire it up, and then it went straight into the side of Nommensen.
Okay.
So that's why.
We had a car retire. I'm not sure who's retired then.
I believe
hardware
it might
failure.
be Nommensen who's out. He's in the pit lane now. Rowe and Johnston with contact at the back of the field. So another team, Greg Carr's now been involved in an incident. This time it's Jono. So what has occurred to Greg Johnston and Johnny Rowe here? So Jono getting passed by one of the Blackhead OPR cars. Well, it turns across on him.
Ooh.
And then lights it up, and then Johnny Rowe's got nowhere to go. So unfortunately for Jono,
yeah, who contact between Jono, whoever that was,
I think that was Matty Feely, but it looked to me like Feely, he was alongside before turn in, so Jono should have given him the room. But
leave that to the dungeon.
Yeah, that's up to them to decide. Weston and Leake are in. Weston needs to do his drive-through. Leakey needs to come in to fix the car. Mazzaroli, hell of a restart to this race. 1.9 seconds is now the gap. Lawrence trying to lead Vandermeulen and Traynor up to the back of the Tulip Racing Mustang at the front of the field.
Hey, what? Bartucci's doing extremely well. He's about to catch that back in front of him after being held up for a while. He's got it back under a second. He is the first car that went through the pits, so on lap 7. So he's got Callum Hodgkinson following him with 1.59.
The first one that went in without actually having to stop for 50-odd seconds, Matty Feely.
Yeah, correct.
Weston were with him, but they were held for a long time for whatever reason. This battle, though, has been heating up on my timing tower sinker. Baker, Jones, Clutterbuck, McManus wants to get in it too. These guys have been swapping and changing positions like they're trading, they're playing trading cards in primary school. Like they are just going back and forth at it. Drive-through penalty, car 71, contact on lap 11. That is going the way of Greg Leake for the contact with Kurt Nommensen. So that is why he will now be traversing down the lane as well when he comes back around on this lap. So Leakey, unfortunately, will likely now go a lap down when that happens. But Baker, Jones and Clutters, well, they're starting to turn it up in the Mustangs.
Yeah. I've got the bottom screen down, another great little battle that's happening in front of us at the moment, and that's Maisie and the boys behind him there going crazy. You got Andrew Cowan, Bradley Mays, Brad Hayes, that's who I was thinking of before, and Nathan Gardner going crazy. Gardner's having a bit of a look at the moment. Hayes, he's just past Gardner. And then Travis Nielsen's got in the back of these boys as well now, so it's even bigger pack. Jeff Arnold's dragging these boys along.
Kai Jones as well, which has managed to make his way back past Baker.
It was a five-car snake across, and now it's gone to, what is it? Arnold, Cochran, Cowan, Mays, Hayes, Gardner, Nielsen, all chasing each other. Cowan's just got around Jeff Arnold. Is he going to be able to hold it? No. Cowan's due for something special. He needs to get... hopefully he can get settled in this rig of his and start getting some killer times down.
This battle as well with Vandermeulen and Traynor looks to heat up. Jacob wants to try and get the job done on the Nova Sim Sports driver just ahead of him as they rocket down the main straight of the Brickyard here. Is he going to go for it at turn 1? Oh, he looks like it, but he's not quite, didn't quite have the cojones to go super deep on brakes.
Smart.
Very
that was
patient.
smart.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah, that was smart.
Patient and playing the waiting game. Maybe trying to force Sean to use that surgically reconstructed knee to brake a little bit too hard into turn number 1. As Traynor is continuing to... Do you like that one? Did you? That was a good one, eh?
I did. Sound like a $6 million man.
A bit of wrestling in that one, Singer, I must say. But
oh, he's missed it. Turned completely wide down the bottom screen.
Traynor on Vandermeulen as well, Singer, at turn 7, up the inside, gets the job done. And now looks to chase down Lawrence. You could be on, well, I was going to say you could be on for a podium here, Sinker, with Traynor, but these guys do still need their pit stop to get home. So
yeah,
they rely on getting,
they need another safety car.
They do. But
Yeah,
not even
the
safety car is actually probably not even going to help them at this point, because the problem is they're still going to drop 35 odd seconds in the pit lane because the traverse time is over a minute.
40.
Oh, maybe.
I'm not sure what the fuel burn was the other night.
Just as well, stop hole penalty for car 283. Yeah, bump and run on lap 12, contact mid-lap turn 12. I don't think Tyson wrote out that one. That might have been Maddie or Steph giving us a lot of information. We appreciate the information, though, telling us about it.
Maddie Feely. That was on Greg Johnson.
Yes, okay, yes. Interesting, interesting. They would have picked that apart, though, gone at every single angle. He might not have been far enough up at turn-in as well, so he'll have to come through lane. Tony Baker's in for his stop of this race, so he definitely can't make it home. So that makes me suspect that this guy can't either, who is still pushing at the front of the field. Jordan Mazzaroli leads by 4.3 seconds.
Feely's just doing his little pit run at the moment.
Yep. So Baker, Feely, Gardner and Mays entering pit lane. Feely doing a drive through, the other three doing pit stops at this point. Travis Nielsen, though, has had a moment on track into the pit lane, it seems. One of your drive... Oh, no, not leading to pit lane. What has happened to Brad Mays?
That is. Yeah, it looks like Is he run out of fuel?
Surely not.
It looks like he might have, or he's blown his engine.
How have you done that, Bradley?
I can't see any smoke. I think he's run out of fuel.
Or he stalled it.
No.
He's run out of fuel.
I think so too. Look at him, he just flooded in.
He's underfueled the car. So
yeah,
for Mays, he needed to.
Out.
Yeah, and now Jordan Mazzaroli.
Let him tow. Let him tow that few feet that he needs.
That's fair enough. Mazzaroli's in. So
I'll
Lawrence.
swap the screen at the bottom, mate.
No worries, mate.
I'll go in the back of the Johnny Rose, see how he's doing.
The one person you need to keep an eye on, though, Sinker, is Bartish, who's rocketing past pit lane. He is going to have one hell of a gap on Jordan Mazzaroli, who is nowhere near his pit bay yet.
Mazzaroli in?
Yeah, Mazzaroli's in. So Bartish, this proves it. Bartish, Allen and Hodgkinson are the provisional podium at the moment if they can make it home on their first pit stop. This is now intense.
It's going to be interesting.
Yep, this is now completely switched up this race. It's put it all on its head. So for Bartish, this will be his first win in a supercar and would give him one hell of a run to a championship challenge this season.
First win in the supercar, second race in the supercar.
Yeah, Mazzaroli's come out P25 Sinker. So he's come out all the way back down behind Daniel Harding and Brad Anderson. Cam Hardwick has blown his engine on the back straight. Can he make it back to pit lane? If he can't make it back, this could be the lifeline that Lawrence, Traynor and Vandermeulen need.
Take the fast repair from the first stop, running for a good spot and get killed. I'm not sure who Kurt the Buzzwall is.
Kurt Nommensen. So he was involved in the moment with Leakey, unfortunately, which he had nowhere to go. Leakey went into him and then that was it. So it's unfortunate for Kurt. Yeah.
That's unfortunate, Kurt. It's one of those things. It's racing. Into the pit, Clutterbuck. Into the pit, Vandermeulen. So the pit stops are starting to happen from the front of the field. Let's see how Danny Bartouche is going.
Yep, he is the provisional leader of this race.
But the thing is, he's pulling away from Callum Hodgkinson as well. He's got 3 seconds, nearly 6 seconds, nearly 4 seconds, sorry, on Callum Hodgkinson. And going, he's like 1:30.4. He's 4/10 faster than Callum Hodgkinson at the moment. Brett Taylor, he could be up for a podium as well if he keeps it up there.
Can you imagine the streak show that we're going to be getting during split one if Taylor gets a podium here? He'll get on the video ninja with his camera as he runs down the road.
And Taylor might run into each other. They both live in Geelong. Oh, who was that? That was one of my boys just missed their braking point and went off.
Who was that went off? I'm not sure. Baker and Clutter's still involved in their battle as well. Where is Mazzaroli at this stage? He's P18. It was Brad Anderson who would have been off track, I think. Sinker, either Anderson or Nielsen.
That was Nielsen. It was Nielsen in the pink.
So Mazzaroli is up to P18, but he's got one hell of a chase down if he hopes to try and get this win here tonight. For Bartish, he has to hope he can get home. I'm not sure if he needs a safety car to get home.
Lawrence is in.
Yeah.
Let's see where he comes out. I'll
Josh
go to him
King's
to
in
see
as well.
what comes out.
He should come out around about Vandermillen, who's P21, and battling with Travis Nielsen. Nielsen would have been trying to hold him up because he knows that Vandermillen's in a battle with Nielsen's teammate and Jacob Traynor. He gets past him in the end and now looks to get past Brad Anderson as well. So Lawrence is in, King's in. We think Lawrence should come out around Vandermillen here. And one thing that I've seen as well is Barbs is back this week, Sinker, with the pedal and head cam, but we've also got his actual iRacing as well, so we can see what he's looking at as he's driving. So that's a nice little preview in the split one later on when we get the Barbs virtual cam going. So Vandermillen
Lawrence is coming out.
Yeah, where is he? He's coming out just in behind him.
Oh, look at the traffic he's going around.
So he's come out right in behind Vandermillen. These guys have got 7 seconds to catch Jordan Mazzaroli, who's stuck in behind Jeff Arnold at this stage. So the traffic could play into their hands. 9
minutes left.
Yeah, 9 minutes left to run. Traynor.
Bartouche is catching Quashi now, and this is where Bartouche has got to be very, very tactical here. He doesn't need to pass him.
He doesn't.
Quashi is going to pit, yeah?
He's in.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Quashi's in. There you go. So that's safe for him.
So Jones is in, so's Quashi. McManus and Traynor have stayed out. So this battle is for position, but McManus needs a pit stop. Drive-through penalty car 232, contact lap 16 at turn 1. So that is going the way of...
Stephen Lawrence. Oh, no, it's not. Travis Nielsen.
Yeah, Travis Nielsen. Oh, Bartish off the road!
Come on, mate. You just got to keep it clean. Keep it clean. That's all you got to do, bud.
And all that gap that he fought for is now gone, and Hodgkinson's gotten past him, and Brett Taylor's there as well. Could Taylor be on for his first win?
Well, he doesn't pass Hodgkinson yet, but that was Bartouche. Probably maybe a little bit of nerves there because he's missed his breaking point. So we're looking at Brett Taylor, Dan Bartouche, and Callum Hodgkinson as provisional leaders because the boys in front of them have got a pit.
So Hodgkinson wants it round the outside of McManus. He's making it harder than he needs to. McManus should know that he needs to stop. You know, play the smart game, Alex, at this stage. These guys have already pitted. They are, you know, I know you might want to try and make them force a mistake, but sometimes you just got to think, hey, I need a pit. Might be better off for me to not battle and just tuck in behind these guys and they'll drag me forward. Traynor's in. So Traynor's in this lap. So Hodgkinson will take the lead as we enter lap 21 of this race. 33 minutes into it, 7 minutes left. Probably about 4 laps to go for Hodgkinson, Taylor and Bartish. McManus has stayed out. So he is going as long as possible in this stop. He does not want to come in for fuel for whatever reason.
Can he make it? That's the question.
That's
the
question.
Taylor, 6 minutes of...
up his inside, though. So Taylor's now P2 on the road. Oh, my God. And nothing against...
Up 17 places.
No! Taylor's off the road at turn 1.
What?
He's gotten overzealous and he must have got the throttle a bit too hard.
He is just giving that to...
Callan Hodgkinson.
Ronald Allen.
Oh, he just lost it.
Oh, Brett, he must have been listening to us.
The fans everywhere as McManus
he's just crushed my little soul.
Ron Allen, though, up the inside of Bartish. Contact between them.
Bartish
into McManus as well. It's an absolute blow-up.
This is on.
It's an absolute blow-up between them. Feldman's on the podium. Feldman, if she can hold off Andrew Cowan, could be on for P3 here tonight. This battling has practically handed the win to Hodgkinson, who's now 5.1 seconds up the road. Fair play to him.
Front end. This is what it is. The guys are struggling with the front ends. That's what's been happening.
The tyres.
Watch Callum coming under brakes. He's wiggling everywhere with the front end as well. So I reckon that's what's going on.
Yeah.
The front ends are starting to slip on these boys. Here comes Cowan. Cowan's having a look as well on Di Feldman. Di needs to get her elbows out. Cowan can smell the blood in the water, and he's thinking, I want a podium here.
Cowan wants to break the fans of Di Feldman in the absolute most spectacular way possible. And if the races are going to be like this all season, well, give me more. Feed it to me straight down the gullet, because this has been intense. Who called it in?
I called one in there. I'm not sure.
I would say it was the moment. He probably thought he got hit, but there was no contact.
Johnson's called something in as well.
No one will forgive Cowie if he passes Di.
Oh, my God. No one will forgive Cowie if he passes Di.
You know what? If Cowie gives Di this podium, I reckon everyone has to go subscribe to Cowie, your average Simway cell, because this is something that people would have been waiting on for a long, long time as a fan of Di Feldman. This will be the first overall podium from a female driver in SRW, period. We've never had a female on the overall podium.
Chris Tomlin up 24 places. Di Feldman up 20. Mark Cochran up 21. We've got some massive numbers here. Brett Taylor has still got himself in a respectable position. He's up 12 places, so he's got nothing to be ashamed about. But these hot tyres at the front, we've got, what, maybe 3 laps left?
We got about 4 minutes, so probably, 3 laps when Hodgkinson crosses the line.
He's pulling away.
And the tyres are burning up, and I've just noticed someone is lurking in the background. Jordan Mazzaroli is trying to chase them down. I don't think there's enough time for him to make up 17 seconds, mind you.
No way.
To get to the front.
No way.
But these are now crucial points in the championship, Sinker, because he wants to minimise the gain that Bartish would be getting of him at the end of this race.
Yeah, Kurt Normanson's having one of those only if moments at the moment.
He's getting a bit of FOMO at the moment. He's like, oh no.
Even Laura Anderson's going, go, Di.
Well, as I said, this will be a first time. She will be setting her name in history, Sinker, if she gets this done.
She will be the first female in SRW history to get a podium.
Yeah, an overall podium. So
overall
this would
podium,
be
correct.
Her, unfortunately,
Steffi has been up there too.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Steph, she's in the safety car, so she can't do anything about it.
I'm sure she's cheering her on just as much as we are.
She would be for sure.
Cowan's still there. He's just waiting for the right moment. Hang on. 132. 132. Well, Allen got a drive-through penalty. And also, Dan Bartouche was black flagged as well for, for a re-entry, 495.
Wow.
So that means Di Feldman will get herself a podium.
Well, that's if Tomlin doesn't get past her, and she's just run up wide. Tomlin and Cowan sneak up the inside.
She's just let Cowan and Tomlin through. She just got to give... Oh, no. She's going to come in fourth. She needs to get back and pass Cowan or Tomlin.
Unless they both make a mistake, of course, then she's back on it. So we've got 2 minutes left to run. 2 more laps left to go. Callan Hodgkinson leads the way by 3.2 seconds over Dan Bartish, but Bartish has to serve a drive-through penalty for an improper re-entry onto the track after an incident. Tomlin and Cowan would then promote themselves to P2 and P3 on the road. But I don't know. Oh, Cowie, though, with a bit of a lock-up. He is struggling at the moment here, Sinker.
Oh, go Di!
He would be sweating in the PSR car with Cowie, who's got Di Feldman filling his mirrors at the moment inside of the Camaro in the 991.
Here we go. Couple of laps left. We're at the 38-minute mark of a 40-minute race. Oh, Cowie's front end's gone loose again.
No, it's his rear. That was his rear that time. He got on the throttle a little bit too early, lost the rear slightly, but managed to catch it. He's hot on the heels of Chris Tomlin. It's going to be 60 seconds left. We're going to get one more lap. We're waiting for Dan Bartish to commit to his drive-through penalty.
Will he go through? Has he heard his penalty?
If he hasn't, then he'll get a post-race time penalty, which would be 1 minute and 55 seconds for the lane travel. So Hodgkinson.
Oh, this is getting hot. Cowie is on 1/10 on the back of Tomlin right now. maybe Di can pick up some crumbs if these guys get a bit loose.
So Hodgkinson is 1 lap away from victory.
Here we
Cowie
go.
up the inside.
Cowie's on the inside.
Oh, he's got it loose.
He's Cowie got it loose. Go Feldman.
She's
She
not
got him
quite there.
monopolised on
No,
this.
she wasn't close enough. She couldn't take advantage over Cowie.
This has got to be white flag. It has to be.
It is. It's white flag this lap. Final lap of the
Oh,
race.
she's got the momentum. I mean, Cowie's really struggling with that front end.
Send
She's
it,
just going to
Di.
get around this section clean.
Send it, Di. Take the send. Take the lunge. If you get a penalty, it's worth the risk of trying to get it onto the podium. The first podium. It'll be a corrected podium because Bartish has not committed to his drive-through.
That is unbelievable. Go Feldman.
And for Hodgkinson, it has been one hell of a strategy play. For Mazzaroli and co, a massive strategy blunder, as they did not come in under the safety car, and that has cost them a podium and a victory in this race. But for Hodgkinson and Blackout OPR, it's going to be a return to Victoria Lane, a return to tasting that simulated champagne as Hodgkinson rounds the final corner of the Indianapolis Road Course and will cross the bricks to take victory in Indy for the first time in the Gen 3 car. Bartish will finish on the podium but will get a time penalty for not committing to his drive-through. Tomlin and Cowan make up the top 3 after correction, and Feldman top 5 on the road. First time ever for a female in the top 5 of the supercars.
Oh, how I think we all just wished it for too much. But that to me, that's, I think I had Bartouche last week for driver of the day, and today would have to be Di Feldman. That was heart and mouth moments, mate, all the way through.
That was
a little bit unfortunate. Tyres at the front ends are going on these cars, and you can see them all struggling with them.
So Di Feldman was well, that was exceptional from her. Absolutely exceptional stuff from Di Feldman. A couple more cars yet to cross the line, including Jordan Ferguson, Daniel Harding as well, Johnny Rowe, Scotty Weston too. Sinker, if you just want to go quickly into race control, just let them know just to send us Callan Hodgkinson as our race winner. We'll only have a chat to the race winner of Split 2 as we move over to Split 1.
I'm sure they're listening, mate. I'm sure they're listening. They usually do. So we will just have Callum Hodgkinson up in the room, race control, so we can do our switch over to the main race. DQ'd, car 95, failed to serve drive-through penalty.
So that was Bartish. So we actually got a DQ. So
Oh,
Tomlin and Cowan on the podium.
DQ'd for it. Why didn't he go through? Silly. They were crucial points for him too. Oh, not that would have meant a lot at the back anyway, so drop round for Bartouche.
Yep, a forced drop round as well for him.
Yep.
So that's unfortunate. Could have been on for a positive run, but unfortunately got the drive-through and did not commit to it. For Hodgkinson, that was a great run home.
Feldman, wow. Callum Hodgkinson, that's off.
A wonderful moment from him as he parks it on the line for the first time in victory lane for Callan Hodgkinson in a Gen 3 supercar. That might be his first win in a supercar ever, Sinker. I know he's had podiums. I'm not quite sure if he's ever had a win, but he's going to make the most of it with a burnout at this stage. I think that knee might be a little bit still bung on him because the peel wasn't the best, but the tip-in is exceptional from Cal as he lights that thing up here. What we're going to do is we will quickly do our changeover for Split 1. So I'm going to move over to the countdown and I'll unhide Discord again. We've got Tomlin in the green room, who unfortunately isn't getting an interview. I'm sorry, Chop. You're not getting one. We're only chatting to the race winners of Split 2 this season. We're not chatting to P2 and P3, unfortunately.
We just don't have the time.
We don't have the time. Unfortunately, we just don't have the time.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so we're going to move over to the countdown screen. I'll unhide Discord so we can still chat amongst each other. Sinker, as we do the changeover. Let me mute the intro and unhide Discord. There we go. And I'll start doing the changeover.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. So who have we got? We got Callum in there yet?
No, yeah, we haven't got Cal in there yet. So we'll wait for Cal to show up, and then we'll drag him in for a quick chat. be sure as well, guys, to stick around. We've still got Split 1 action to come. If you thought that race was absolutely exceptional, which that's one of the races of the season already, Sinker. That was incredible. It's going to be tough to beat. That was That was very, very good. You guys are going to be in for an absolute treat because now we're going to have our fastest drivers in our series go head-to-head around this circuit. I saw some quick times this week, Sinker. I saw James Scott just quietly. He was racing on Sundays.
Yeah.
I saw him do a 1:26 around this track.
Yes, my boys were in that session, and they said he is an absolute weapon, and that's why he's one of the number ones one of the top few fastest guys in the country. For some reason, I can't see.
Have a talk to
session.
Di. If someone can tell Di to come and have a chat to us, we'll chat to Di. She is the first ever female driver to ever make it into the top 5 of the Supercars. So if someone can message Di, tell her to come have a chat to us, we'll have a chat to Di. Unfortunately, for Chop and Cowie, they're about to get their hearts broken because we don't speak to P2 and P3. We did it last week because they showed up, and it's like, well, we'll tell everyone, but we're putting our foot down on this one. We're only going to chat to the winner. Same as when we had TCRs. We can only chat to so many people, unfortunately. I am now loading into the session, so once
I can't see the session.
It's there, mate. If you click on the session, you'll see it, and it's there.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to re-log in back to iRacing because it's nowhere to be seen on my sections.
Go into the league and then go into the sessions of the league, and then you'll see it listed.
Well, while we're out there, Cowie, didn't expect that result at my start of the race. Yes, well, have to talk to Di, yeah. Everyone's, Cowie, no one's interested, mate. Everyone wants to speak to Di. Unfortunately.
Can you blame them? I mean, that was an exceptional race from Di.
It was a crazy race by Di.
That was great strategy, a breakout performance for Di Feldman. And I think, even though Sim Racer fans' hearts were broken when Brett Taylor messed up his podium, I think they're accepting of the fact that Di Feldman nearly also had a podium and then just missed out, but got a top 5 in the end. So I think they're very, very conscientious of that one. Let me quickly open up my Split 1 project file, and I'll add the new names that I don't have, and then we'll get back into it once the countdown's done.
Yes, 100%. Well, make sure you let us know who you want to watch today.
Callum Hodgkinson in there as well, so we'll drag him in for a quick chat.
Yes, bring him in.
Mr. Hodgkinson, race winner of round 2 of the season after a miraculous strategy play under the safety car. First of all, mate, were you surprised that those top 10 drivers didn't come in and pretty much cost themselves a race at that point?
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't sure. I thought they must have. So, yeah, I was surprised when I jumped up a bit. But, yeah, so very surprising they didn't pit. I don't know why.
Well, were you even more surprised when you got to the first place after all that kerfuffle and swapping of places?
Yeah,
Bartouche had it. I thought he had it in his bag at one moment.
Yeah, and then everyone just started pitting. I thought, oh, everyone's didn't fit under that safety car, so tried to keep it together. And because it's a hard track, it's a touchy track, sort of less is more.
How was the front end of the last few laps? It looked, I was watching you under brakes a couple of those spots, and you looked like you had to manhandle a little bit and a little bit of left and right going with the steering wheel to control it.
Yeah, it was starting to get a bit loose last 5 laps. And the rear end.
Okay, that explains a lot of the guys missing their braking points and stuff like that. Brett Taylor, I thought, was up for a podium, and he missed a braking point as well.
Yeah, they're making mistakes all around me, so I was just trying to keep it together. I wasn't doing the fastest lap times at the end. I just wanted to keep it straight. And yeah, so I'll take the win. That was awesome.
It's is this the target for the year, for the season?
Well, of course, really. It's always good to win. If you can play the right strategy at the third night, it can pay off. So I'll
excellent,
take it.
mate. Well, congratulations, dude. That's it. How's the leg going?
Good, mate. Yeah, it's back to normal, or as normal as it can be, I suppose.
Normal as can be. You're racing with a normal feet, or has it converted your driving style?
I went back to normal, mate.
Okay, so that's why you're driving like crap again. Mate, it's great job out there. Sensational effort. There was one move which I made Hamish replay, and I think it was like about halfway through. There was 2 cars. One went to the left, one went to the right, and you sort of zipped right between them. And it was a killer little move where you just got out of one tunnel in between the other one, Do you remember which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think it was Brendan Mays made a mistake at turn 1, and then he was sort of come back on in between me and I can't remember who it was. And he sort
He
of
zipped to the right, went past him.
Yeah, comes to the right. Yeah.
Yeah, killer little move, mate. We got that on camera. Actually made Hamish replay it because it was a nice little shift through the two guys. Mate, congratulations. Who gets you out on track and supports the Blackout APR boys?
Yeah, so simrings.com, Palmerston Bakery, Distraction Sim Supply, Shunt Scenery, DSM Painting and Decorating, Blackout Electrical Solutions. Thanks to all those guys, and you guys for the broadcast and SRW.
Excellent, mate. Well, great job, and congratulations on a round 2 victory. So we'll put that one in the bank for the title for the coming weeks.
Thanks, boys.
All right. Tell those other boys in the green room that we're going straight into qualifying, so I won't be able to talk to them.
Roger.
All right. Take care.
Right. There you guys.
Hamish, what a race that came out to be, mate. It was. I thought at one point it was just going to gap out and not be too much excitement, but then it just came back to us.
It did, yeah. It started to kind of creep over to a certain territory, but then it really heated back up again at the end of things. So no, it was great. It was a great race, great to see, and a lot of fun for us in that one. So really enjoyed that race. I think, as I said, I think that's arguably a race of the season already. It's an exceptional job.
But you know what happens? Every time we say race of the season, you know what happens, don't you?
We get another one.
The next group up higher just comes out of a bigger perler.
Exactly right. So
it just and these boys, I haven't looked at the times yet. I'm just about to load into the timing hub, and look at that, War Boys, Ryan Bettis, Jack Anderson's, Angus. The names that you say up there are spectacular, and we know that Jason Scott has got himself a great bit of time up his sleeve too.
Yeah, James not in this session tonight. I'm not sure if he's actually signed up for the Tuesdays. I know he's obviously in the Sundays. He raced on Sundays. So, but War Boys already got a cracking time under his belt. He did the official strength of field last night at Belle Isle. So he's definitely getting some rig time in him here, Sinker. And tonight he'll hope to make it 2 wins from 2. He got the feature win last week on Tuesday night for Split 1, and tonight he looks to try and get it done again in our 40-minute normal race procedure here for Indy Road Course as well. Jace Douglas is out there. He has signed up now for the Sunday Series Sinker, so it'll be good to see him rocking and rolling.
I saw that. I'll tell you what, if War Boys wins tonight, me and you are a good shot in being godparents to the kid.
That would be quite an experience for that child, I'm sure, Sinker. Both you and me as godparents.
What a way to ruin it.
I might, out of pity, have to just say no. I mean, yeah.
Have a look at that pit lane, man.
I know, it's incredible.
Have a look at that pit lane. It is. And there's a lot of cars on track as well. A great number out there at the moment. There's 34 out there, which is fantastic for a Tuesday night of racing. But 34 very, very, very fast, guys.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a couple of cameras running here tonight as well. We've got Peter Pavlovic, Blake Warboys, and Greg Barber supplying their cameras to us. If you guys are racing in the series and you want to be able to supply your cameras to us as well, we put up a video Ninja Link every Tuesday night. Both splits can hop into it. We just drag and drop our Split 2 drivers first, and then we drag in the Split 1 drivers a bit later on. Once we're into the Split 2 session, Pav just having a bit of a chat there, a bit of a sit back, relax before qualifying begins. Rain Campbell's been sitting in the grass for the last 5 minutes, Sinker, as well. I saw that Barbs, this is the point of view for him. He's got that POV action for us. The sock cam got some puzzle socks on tonight, and we can obviously see his I know. You know what? Fair play to Barbs. I love the fact that he's wearing weird socks for us each week for the foot cam. That's phenomenal. And then we've also got War
I reckon
Boys.
he went out and bought those especially for today.
Yeah, we've also got War Boys in there as well. So. We look forward.
War Boys got the guns out. Oh, guns out, War Boys.
Guns out for the boys from War Boys here.
He's going to have to take Dougie Gowan the title of Guns Out.
Oh, he will. Guns out, War Boys.
He's actually, hang on a minute. He's actually had time for a haircut.
He has.
What's going on here?
It looks like he's got a fresh fade. He's had a
He's
fresh
got a new
fade.
daddy and he's got time to go out and have a haircut. What's going on there?
Oh, I'm not sure. So we've got those drivers in our camera room here tonight as well, just awaiting for Sinker to join back into the session so I can get the second screen going too.
I just looked at it, mate, and I just went, oh, yeah, I've got to join, don't I?
As practice comes to an end, so we'll get straight into qualifying very, very shortly. They're still hanging out in that green room. They're all having a chat together, so I'm actually going to do the cheeky thing. I'm going to drag them all up into the lounge. They can all have a chat up there. So there you go. They can continue their chats up in lounge 2. Whilst we chill out in here for the broadcast booth as well. Live RC tonight, we've got Anthony Tradigo in there alongside Matt Keane, Steph Piccoli and Tyson McAvoy. Tradigo's just left, so he must have just been having a chat to them at this point.
Yes,
maybe
correct.
ask them for something or having... Just
what's Tradigo's first name?
Anthony or Anthony?
Yes, he's in there for a bit of a chat about an incident.
Okay, I see. Fair enough then. Yeah. So, qualifying about to get underway. Can Blake Warboys back up the moves that he did last week? He's on the trot at the moment, Sinker. He is unstoppable in feature races. He won on Tuesday in the feature, won the feature on Sunday, and tonight's race, well, it is a feature because it's a 40-minute race. So, could he go 3 from 3 at this point?
Mate, he's I don't know. I guess he could. He's in some sensational form. He's got that new daddy blood in him, and he's come back with some amazing pace and good strategy.
He has indeed, as he looks forward to try and put this car on pole position here in qualifying for WKMP Sim Sports. Jaden Green out there as well for Project 36. So, in my opinion, the best-looking car on the grid we've now got 2 of them out there. We've got Jaden back, and we've got Angus out there as well. He was cutting some serious laps earlier this week too. Was Angus
Mr.
Lawford?
Green, yes.
Yep.
So it's good for him to have some support there on track for
Angus.
Mr. Lawford. He does race well when he's got a partner.
He does indeed. Jack Andrews out there for Phoenix Racing Team as well. Ray Douglas in the chat. Come on, Jace. Do it for Cooper in the Chico Camaro. We'll see how well Jace can do tonight as well. Dozzy in there saying good to see Barb's finally in a supercar this season. It is great to have Barb's out there with us racing on the Tuesday night.
It's sort of stuck for him because he's a bit of a GT3 nut, a GT nut, and we stopped racing GTs, and so he decided to try the 86s last season, and now he's in the V8. So, you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're racing as long as you're out there rubbing shoulders and having a bit of fun.
Billy Mole was just showing some good pace just there as he was coming up through the first couple of sectors, but unfortunately for him, he's actually now lost those fastest sectors that he had, but he did set fastest in third. That's just been pipped by Dylan DeBono. Ryan Mueller's currently got the pace in that PER car as well. He's gone 2 purples in behind, and Mole, who we agree has got the best name in the entire field, is going to try and put this thing in a positive position in qualifying. As he comes around the final corner, can Billy Mole, well, what time can he do when he crosses the bricks here? He'll be led across the line by Jack Andrews. Billy Mole, what's the time for him? Yeah, he is.
Well, it's to the top. Well done. Oh,
128.3.
Straight away.
128.2. 128.0 for Jaden Green. So they're going to come in quick and fast. Mueller, 127.6. Pavlovic, 129.1.
Faster.
Faster and faster. Bettis with a 127.6
Ryan
as well.
Bettis. 27.5, not 99. Have a look at the tool bag that's on my camera.
Let's have a look here. I'm going to have to load it back up again. Let's grab it. Oh, it's going to be Barb's, isn't it? Of course it is.
Nope.
No, it's not Barb's. Let's have a look. I was going to say, is it Dean?
I said tool bag.
Oh, true. Which one is it? Which one is it? Sinker, because there's a multitude of them out there.
Adam bloody Hughes, Mr.
Adam
Tinder
Hughes.
himself.
Okay, Adam Hughes. I thought you were about to say fire up Jake Edwards fans because he's out on track tonight as well.
Oh well, there's the Blackout boys. There's a lot of them in the V8s at the moment. It's they've got quite a good contingency out there.
Urquhart's gone P3 on the road. He is currently, I believe, where is he in the championship? P5 in the championship. He's equal third though, with Chris Burridge and Billy Mole all on 100 points. Warboys leads the title race. Lawford is P2 on 104 points at the moment. So It is tightly contested up the front. Davis is struggling with some of these pro guys. He struggled at Brands Hatch, but he's got a good timing in qualifying here. A 128 dead. It must be, it is actually 128 dead. P5 on the road at the moment.
Stuart Warboys just said, yes, Blake got a haircut because his mother will be down to meet the new baby Ava tomorrow. So he's scared of his mum still, which is good. Never stop being scared of mum.
Thanks for telling us, Stuart. Fantastic. Love to know that. We are definitely going to ask him about.
Off track there.
If he gets on the podium tonight, Sinker, we are asking him how he's prepared for his mother meeting his daughter tomorrow for the first time. So,
well, it's mum. It's not mother-in-law.
No, it's just mum, to be fair. So, for Warboys, what time can he do in qualifying as he rolls around towards the start-finish straight, where the bricks are laid here at Indianapolis? He comes into the final section. The current leader of the championship on Tuesday and Sunday nights as well.
Oh, look at that.
He's
Purple, green, purple.
He's following, I think that's Coleman he's following, it is.
Coleman, yes, he's following Coleman, yep. He's getting a nice draft. He's going to get another purple there.
He's not happy with the lap for whatever reason. He's gone top, 127.1. I think he knows he could have gotten a 26. So he's unhappy with the middle sector. He'll tow back and he'll go again. Will our championship leader? Can Lawford now do anything to respond? P2 in the championship in the what can only be described as high-vis vest livery for Project 36, because you're going to see this thing from space. Is that bright out there as he rolls around the final few
just
corners.
called something in, Hamish.
Who did, sorry?
Or his lap 3. Clark has just called something in, so he must have had an incident there with someone.
Oh, yep, I can see that. Let's have a look. We'll have a look once Angus has crossed the line. He hasn't actually set a clean lap. He has P4, 127.71. So this is what's happened. So Jack Andrews, it seems, has actually gone off the road in the Phoenix driving development car. So let's see this at full pace here. So what's happened? Oh, okay, so he's come in, and that's actually impeded. Yeah, that's impeded Roy Clark for the slowing of one of the blackout OPR cars. Who was it? It wasn't Barb's. We're going to find who we're going to pick on. Was it Husey? It was. Oh, it might have been Husey, actually. Let's have a look. Let's look back on this. Is it Husey that's going slow? No, it's not Husey. So it must be must be Rain Campbell. It is Rain Campbell. So he might actually get a pit lane start penalty now for impeding qualifying.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see what race control say about
actually, we got a fishy that came back and registered this morning.
Oh, really? Which one?
Chris Funky Miller.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that this morning. Chris Miller has signed up. So
yeah, he's back.
See.
Yeah. What's this? Ray Punta Clark is split one. Are you broadcasting from Brazil?
Thanks, Jace. Appreciate that.
Well, no, but whatever you're on, mate.
That is, of course, Jason Fewens, who is Roy Clark's teammate. I do have to agree with his sentiment. Why is Roy Clark in split one?
His time's not too bad.
That's true. His times aren't too bad, but we could also look back at Jordan Mazzaroli. So he did. We saw it. He did a 127. I think it was a 7 in qualifying. He would be P5 at the moment in split one.
Yep.
With Mazzaroli. So.
Yeah, but so would second place and third place and fourth place.
Yeah. Well, were they in the 27.7s though? I don't think they were.
Yeah,
I think they were low 28s.
In the 27s and low 28s, so they'd still be in the top
10 maybe.
8, 7, 6 position. Yeah.
Banks
which is you expected because there's certain pace you're going to get. The rest is all about racecraft and everything like that. Jordan's racecraft is pretty good.
It is. Speaking of wishy-washy racecraft, Roy Clark once again on screen. I feel bad for picking on Roy, but you know, when he has a nickname of Crash Clark,
he's just missed the 26. Yeah. 127.016, so 1.5 hundredths to get there for the 26. He seems to be in a world of his own at the moment. He is 5'10".
He is switched on at the moment. He is Blake Warboys.
Yeah.
Like, he is on another level. Must be something about having a new human in the world for him that's done it. Really,
new human.
A new human, we'll say.
New human.
Yep.
So in the top 10 at the moment, we've got Blake Warboys, Ryan Bettis, Angus Lawford, Ryan Mueller, Stephen Banks, Blake Urquhart, Jamie Davis, David Coleman has just popped up into 6th, and Troy Stone Street in 10th. So Stone Street's still at the point here, which is really good.
Rain
he's
Campbell,
usually a little
Blake
bit
Urquhart,
closer to
Jamie
Blake.
Davis in there too. Yeah, Troy is normally a bit closer to him, but I have a feeling that this might be a track that really suits Blake's driving style more so than Troy's. So,
yes, correct.
Yeah, because Troy, I remember tracks that he did quite well at previously when I've seen him race. Normally, he likes those more flowing circuits where he can carry a lot more speed. This track almost feels a little bit stop-start in some of its corners, so as he goes P7. So we'll see, though, how he does throughout the rest of the race.
I'm expecting a good race out of Coleman today, because these
After Sunday?
the flowing tracks suit his style from our conversation on Sunday night.
Yeah. So we'll see how Coleman
I'm
does.
just
We'll
trying
see if
to
he can back
where
up his
I'm gonna
podium.
Go with my camera.
I reckon actually keep an eye on Bono tonight, Singer. He could be one to watch out for. He showed some great pace last week.
Always one to watch out for.
He's always one to watch.
Pace in whatever he gets into.
Yeah, he's one of those. He is one of those complete drivers. Is Dylan DeBono. Again, been a little bit unlucky, more so than anything, especially last season. But he's really started to clean his act up, which is good to see, and he's putting the time in to practice and get better. Which is all you could ever ask of him, and all you could ever ask of someone who has got his sort of pace and ability, because that's the best way he's ever going to get to championship winning position is by getting that racecraft up a little bit in terms of keeping it clean.
Yeah, 100%. Look, all these guys that are out there tonight are all quality drivers. There's no real big slouches out there. So this split one is a very fast split. Very fast split. You've got the boys that are going to be the top of the top, but everyone else could be anyone's position. Anyone's position.
Could very well be. As fire up Jake Edwards fans, he's finally on track in the Blackout OPR Mustang. So we'll see what Edwards can do. He was an absolute breakout last season, Sinker, in the Commodore. He managed to get himself a race win very early on in the season. So he could be one to watch tonight as well. Of course, another Blackout OPR driver that's known to drive GTs, but made the transfer over to Supercars last season. And now his first time out on track in a Gen 3 car in SRW. And, well, Edwards is going to be one to watch as always.
Boys, purple second sector again. Green third sector. He is on fire tonight.
As he traverses the final corner. He's only got a couple of minutes left.
He wants the 26, I think.
Yeah, he wants the 26. That'll pretty much solidify him pole if he gets it. It's a 127. It's 126.93. Great job, Blake. Phenomenal effort.
Great work. A 126.9.
Once again, fire up Jake Edwards fans. He's made a mistake on the entry to the final sector.
Yeah. Great driving there. He is in some fine form out there. These boys have got a lot of work to do out there if they want to keep up with him and take the race away from him. He's going to be 2 out of 2 for him if he can snag it tonight.
Well, technically he'll be 3 in a row because Tuesday, Sunday, and then tonight on Tuesday as well. So
yeah.
He is. Jace asking, is Monday World Challenge still a thing? Look for it last night with SS. No, we're on a break at the moment, Jace. We'll let you know when we're up and running again on Mondays. We're just taking a break, trying to focus on getting all of our schedules set up and figuring out what we want to do for 2025. So, IRacing World Challenge will continue up shortly. Thank you for asking, though, Jace. He races in that series that we run, Sinker. So, so yeah. Of course, Jace from Mount Gambier, Mr. Fewins. So he's very highly involved in sprint racing as well. He's Mr. Fewins and races in a couple of leagues too. Very accomplished driver. So, hopefully we'll see him on track in a supercar in SRW at some point. I think Jace could do quite well for himself here.
Nice, nice. Yeah. Well, we are down to the last 30 seconds.
So,
Patrick.
Fire up Jake Edwards fans. He's on a 1:35.8. He's only going to have this one more lap in qualifying unless he makes it to the line before the last 15 minutes or before the 15 minutes is up. I don't see that 1:26 getting beaten at the moment, Singo. I think Warboys has locked out that pole. That is an incredible time. And no matter how good Lawford is, I don't think he could beat it, to be honest with you. And Edwards is actually going to get cut off in qualifying, so this is his last lap. Will he start at the back of the field, or will he get further up as Edwards crosses the line for Blackout OPR to end qualifying for himself? It's a 1:29.7. Not good enough for him. Lawford is then the next one to get cut off from the timer as he crosses the bricks. What's the time look like for the Project 36 driver? P3, 1:27.4, so he just pips Mueller. What about Urquhart? He's having to bring it in. Rain Campbell as well. He is still out there, so he'll look to complete his time. Coleman as well. Urquhart's given up. So's Banks. So's Davis. What is Coleman's time going to be for Fishy Motorsports? As he crosses the line. 1:27.929. Rigby, though, goes better into P12. So he manages to find some pace. What about DeBono for Velocity Sim Labs?
Well, Jack Andrews has got all greens.
He has indeed.
He could have a big jump up.
As DeBono comes round, where's Andrews? He's just there at the line.
Yep.
He goes P5.
Oh, he goes up to fifth.
1:27.6 for
Got
Andrews.
himself on the third row.
DeBono doesn't go any better. Oh, it does. He goes P7.
He does.
Yeah, it's a bit late.
Yeah, he got himself onto the fifth row with side by side with Steve Banks.
Yeah, no, he'll be side by side with Urquhart actually, because it's the fourth row. What about Gallen? P19 for Gallen, so not too much better. So qualifying done and dusted for these drivers. As we look ahead to our 40-minute race in just a moment's time. Tyson McAvoy in the chat, like what you see, like the stream, exactly right. Hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing on SRW TV. Massive week of racing to come. SFLs, GR86s, and more Supercars action on Sunday night when we're back here in Indianapolis for the second round of the V8 Supercars Championship, brought to you by Warren & Brown Tools. But we've got 40 minutes of racing to come, Sinker. And I am excited, especially after the first race we had tonight with Split 2. That was incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting with the front end of the tyres near the last, 10 minutes. We saw some of those boys really struggling in the Split 2, but also pit strategies.
Yeah, I think that's more or less going to come down to the setups.
Yeah.
We know that Warboys mentioned on Sunday they've been struggling to find out how to set up this car properly. Obviously didn't have any problems doing it for the qualifying. So we'll see how it's set up for the race for Warboys and WKMP Sim Sports. Starting grid though for this race is as follows. Blake Warboys will start pole position ahead of Ryan Bettis on the second row of the grid, with Angus Lawford and Ryan Mueller for the second row in behind them. Jack Andrews, Stephen Banks, Dylan DeBono, Blake Urquhart make up your top 8 with Rain Campbell, David Coleman, Troy Stonestreet, and Blake Fitzpatrick making up your top 12. As we move further back, we've got Jamie Davis and Sean Rigby alongside each other, with Billy Mole and Chris Burridge coming in behind them, with Jaden Green and Tim Mulford for your top 18. John Gallen, Brandon Levin, Adam Hughes, Mitch Noble for your top 22, with Jace Douglas and Troy Dooley lining up in behind on the 12th row. As we move back to Greg Barber and Trav Daly, they've got Steve Kennedy and Andrew Rushworth in behind, with Roy Clark, Jeremy Bush, Mitch Muller, Peter Pavovic, Jake Edwards at the back end of the field for 33 cars. Stephen Martin will start in behind Edwards as well. And we've proven for a second week in a row, Sinker, if we only had one split, we'd have too many drivers show up for one split
100%, mate. Look, while we're on the topic, there's 63 people watching plus Facebook. Please like and subscribe. There's a lot of new names that I can see dropping in the chat, so please like and subscribe. It does help us. Hit the notification button so you get notified when we're coming out for racing. These boys are putting on a fantastic show. They deserve to have a lot of people watch them out there and race, especially for them to get their sponsors back on board for seasons to come.
So we're just awaiting a couple of drivers to join the field, including Blake Warboys at the front end of town. Bettis is on there in P2. Lawford's there in P3. Warboys has got about 1 minute and 5 seconds to join the grid. You'd hate to see him have to start from the pits. There he is there on the grid, on pole for WKMP. Cutting a bit close, did Mr. Warboys, but Pole position for him tonight. He will look ahead to get himself prepared to try and take a second win of the season here on Tuesday nights and extend his championship lead at this point of the season. Could he hold on to that gold number all season long? Well, he's going to have to race some phenomenal races this season as well.
We'll have to ask him 63 if it's a relative number for him or not. I've got the camera 2 on the middle of the field on Mr. Coleman in the 10th place.
I believe 63 is his karting number, which is why he runs that. So,
okay.
War Boys.
I run 67 as my year of birth, and actually the first card I bought already had 67 on the plate. So what a fluke that was. So I just kept it. Yeah.
I run 98 because that's the year I was born. That's the whole reason why I run it. I'm basic like that, but it's a good number. It's, you know, both numbers similar size. Yeah, it works. Waiting for lights to go up though, as they get put up for us. Race 2 of the round 2 of the season. Race 3 for V8 Supercars Split 1 action. Brought to you by Roundabout Tools is underway. As we get up towards turn 1. No one bogged it down. Warboys and Lawford had a hell of a start as they enter turn number 1. Can they keep it clean, though, as they run it through for the first time?
Yes, so far they're 4 wide, 3 wide at the back.
Got a little bit of biffing and barging. They look good, though.
Nicely.
They look good. They got a little bit of biffing and barging, but they're looking nice and clean at this stage. Warboys, though, what a start at the front of the field. As he runs through the chicane for the first time. Stephen Banks is off the road. Banksy's off the road and turned around. So we'll see if there was contact made at the end of this lap.
No one else has followed him. Everyone else seems to be starting to get into a single file. They're still the back 15 cars are still fighting for those last few positions. 40 minutes, gents. It's 40 minutes. It's not a sprint.
That's right. What a start, though, from Warboys. 1.4 seconds in the 63 Mustang. He's already started to build some gap. Hughesy's having some blinking issues further back ahead of Chris Burridge. Look at that pack of cars as they scramble for position at this stage. As Rigby just gets ahead of Burridge in the end. As they continue to follow themselves around. But for Warboys, what a race start for him. 1.62 seconds over Angus Lawford and Ryan Bettis at this stage. And these guys are going to be in for the long haul.
Oh, car 97 just got a warning for using the comms. He got a black and white flag warning. Hopefully he realises he cannot tell people to watch the modulation of their accelerating pedal.
Well, that is, of course, Ryan Campbell. As Stephen Martin has not made the start of this race, so we'll cut that down to 33 cars on the tower this evening.
We've got 36. 33, yeah.
Yeah,
correct.
33. So Martin hasn't started.
Look at Jamie Davis getting really close there with one of the boys.
That's Jaden Green. They run through the chicane.
Oh, look at that. I'll tell you why I drove this track. I don't know how they get around it so easily.
Here's Green. He's in this tightly contested battle at this stage. As we run through.
Biggest mover at the moment is Jason Douglas. I haven't seen Ray out there tonight. Maybe he's already... Oh, there he is. Come on, Jace, do it for the Cooper in the Chico Camaro. Oh, that was before you said that. I thought maybe it was too late for Ray during the midweek and he went to sleep. So he's the biggest mover.
From
Jake
Billy
Edwards up 10.
And Jace. Tim Mulford's in this too. Up the inside goes Douglas. Jaden Green, Ryan Campbell have come together, but they've kept it running. So they both went off the track, but kept it eyes forward at this point in time. Car 97, drive-through penalty, contact, lap 1, turn 3. That is going the way of Ryan Campbell. So he's already been in trouble with race control for the use of comms, and now he's going to have to bring the 9.7 Blackout OPR car through the pit lane.
Yeah, and no doubt he'll be having conversations with one of his teammates, Greg Barber, at some point.
He might possibly. Well, we'll be doing that. So let's see what happened here with Banksy on that one. Oh, he had one of the BOPR cars up his inside, and that's how he ended up spinning around off the race start there. So We'll try and keep that going once again. But for War Boys, it's been a hell of a run and a hell of a start for him as well. Lawford P2 still. He's up 1 spot in this race. Bettis down 1. Andrews up 1. Mueller down 1. Urquhart's up 2 into P6 with DeBono hot on his heels. Coleman, Stone Street and Davis making up your top 10 as John Gallen is getting eaten alive here by some drivers further back in the pack. But the battle is intensifying as there's contact and it's a car park on the infield of the track.
We've got 4 or 5 cars that have hit that. Oh, no. Was that Gallen that got rotated round by the look of it?
Burridge and Barbs all involved.
Yeah, Barbs has just called that in because no one else has. But yeah, that was a little bit of extra carnage there, a bit of extra spice. Let's have a look at it and have a look where it goes.
So the M1 boys went up the inside. I think that was Daly wasn't quite up far enough. Then contact with Gallen.
Yeah,
that then spins Barbs around.
Looks like Gallen and Daly got their noses connected somehow.
So
and Barbs copped the worst of it.
He did. So Barbs will be hoping now for a bit of reprieve to try and get his way further back up the field in the Blackout OPR machine.
Timing Tower is going nuts out there at the moment. The boys are fighting it out like crazy. Jace Douglas has got a great little battle there. He's slowly catching up the back of Fitzpatrick, but he's got Brandon Levin and Tim Mulford chasing him down. Actually, they were. Looks like Levin must have had a bit of off track, but he's pulled away from Mulford and Hughes.
What? Look at how intense this is from Barb's perspective in the VR. The way he's looking, he's looking where he's turning, keeping it nice and smooth. Just trying to wrestle this thing forward. We'll keep an eye on with Barbs later in this race. See how he
I'm looking at his socks and I'm thinking Muppet Show. Hey, how you doing over there? Hey, what are you doing? I'm having fun. Let down, son.
You have not had enough time with your child today, have you? Rain Campbell has towed. Rain Campbell has entered and then towed back to pit. So unfortunately, he will now cop a penalty. But I feel that might be his night done and dusted as Stone Street's off the road into the final
Douglas
sector,
is off
as
the road
is Douglas.
as well. Yeah, he's just 3 wide. He's come back on. Oh, that was very, very, very close. Hughes has just got him now as well.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to pick which camera I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to Davis, who's being chased down.
He managed to swipe left on that one and got the job done, did Hughesy. And he now looks to try and get it done on Mulford as well. At turn 1, outside line for Hughes, inside line for Mulford. Mulford keeps the position at this stage. A lot of love for Project 36 out there from David Lawler and Brandon Griffiths. It's great to have you guys watching along with us, and Junior Nitro Junkie as well.
Yeah, Bettis is just taking the inside, on Lawford. Is he going to be able to hold him off? He has. He's done really well.
He's got past.
Nick Andrews has got some pace tonight, mate. I'll tell you right now.
Mate, I was surprised. He proved his worth last season. Proved his absolute worth. As there's been a big moment further back. Rigby's off the road, as I think Noble was also involved as well. So what has happened with Sean Rigby and Mitch Noble down at turn 7? So Noble looks to get it done down the inside. Big dive. Turns across. Contact. Rigby's round. So we saw a similar incident earlier tonight, which saw a penalty go the way of the following car going for the move. So that might be a similar scenario in that one, when Noble may have to run down the pit lane.
Yeah, possibly so. It's a 40-minute race, 7 minutes in. You've got to look at these things.
Oh, Lawford back up the inside of Bettis.
Stop and hold for 777. Lap 3, car 22 and car 350.
Yeah, that is going the way of Trav Daly, who we suspected was going to cop the penalty. So Lawford's now gotten back past Bettis. John Trott in the chat, fire up Bettis fans.
Look at the switch.
The battle's on between them. Up towards turn 7. Is Bettis going to try and send this up the inside once again? Andrews will be licking his lips for the opportunity to get it done. He wasn't happy with that one, though. He was
DeBono in the background there as well.
Yeah, DeBono wants it on Urquhart. So these battles are starting to fire up as the Bettis fans are firing up in the chat as well. We've also got to fire up Jake Edwards fans. He's up 15 spots, biggest mover of the race. And he's up in P18 at the moment as well.
Doing really well. The second biggest is Peter Pav, up 9 places. So Pav's having a great night too for the Pelicans.
He is indeed. He's just in behind Andrew Rushworth at the moment, is Peter Pavlovic. So let's check out how he is doing for himself. Cool, calm and collected. I wonder if there's a beer next to him, Sinker. We've often seen him having a swig down the straight.
I think it's bourbon's his poison.
Oh, I've seen him with a Corona before, so we'll see if he has one when he enters the front straight to see if he has a sip or not.
Yep. Kennedy and Noble switching places. Stone Street is in the pits.
And as suspected as well, Noble has copped a drive-through penalty for that incident on turn 7. So that was the found at fault for Mitch Noble. So he now has to traverse down the pit lane. Pav, oh, he's not going to have a sip. He's just going to chill. All right. So we'll come back to him. We'll see how he does later on.
War Boys is on fire with a 1:27.633.
Look at that gap that he's pulled on Ryan Bettis.
7 seconds at the moment.
And that's no small feat. Like, Bettis and Lawford are some quality drivers. So is Andrews. So to pull that lead is incredible from Blake Warboys.
Well, they're fighting each other as well, so it's giving him even more pace and pulling away. His last lap was a 1:28.34, and Bettis and Lawford, because they're fighting each other, they're sitting in the 29.8s. So Lawford's last lap was a 1:30. So these guys are giving a second and a half away to him on a lap because they're battling.
Jaden Green as well looks to try and chase down this big battle pack. At the back end of it is David Coleman. We'll be looking to try and put some pressure here as Steph Piccoli seems to be entering the circuit. Why is she entering? Is anyone stopped? No, they're not, but we just got Rigby randomly having a moment on the back straight, leading up onto the entry to the bolt. Has anyone stopped on track?
I don't know. I haven't heard nothing in the comms, but I've got Brandon Levin chasing down Blake Fitzpatrick. They're like 1/10 apart.
Noble's in for his drive-through. Edwards is in for his stop. Oh, he's blown his engine. Jake Edwards.
Oh, yes, too.
Fire
Is he blind that as he was coming into the pits, though, as he was dropping down the gears?
I was going to say, fire up engine rods for Jake Edwards. They have just blown. What has he done to have that happen to him? He must have already had that to come in at this point. Yeah, he'd already blown it at that point, so... Let me find... I'll find the point. He made it back, which is good to see. I'll find the point where he starts to lose positions, and that's when I'll know when to have a look how he's done that move. We'll try for it. No, not literally fire up Jake.
Mr. Banks has just passed his teammate, Peter Pav, on the screen. And now Troy Dooley's having a sniff as well.
Yeah, he is starting to have a look. I think I've found the point at which it could have happened for Jake Edwards. So he's already lost it here. So let's just quickly do a little bit of argy-bargy editing because I want to see when this happens to Jake Edwards. Because there's nothing on the... Oh, it's into turn 7. So down the gears and pop. There it is.
Yeah,
all right,
you saw the
turn
hyperlock.
7. Yep.
Yep.
So
you see the hyperlock come up.
Yeah. Jake's engine, Freo in the chat. Jake's engine is fired up. Well, boys, in that 2014 Mercedes, man, is he quick? Oh, I think he's just committed at this point.
He is a weapon of mass destruction, man.
An absolute weapon is Blake Warboys. A new lease on life, proving that he has got what it takes to win titles. He proved it last season when he won the Sunday Championship, formerly the Pro Series in SRW. Now the championship, no assists apart from clutch championship on Sundays, and he's in on the combined series on the Tuesday to prove a point in Split 1 and try and win 2 titles in one season, which would be madness and might possibly be the first time anyone could win 2 titles in one go at top level.
Was DeBono last season that all capitulated in the last third of the season.
Yeah, he found some bad luck in SFLs. Not quite sure what might have cost him in GR86's Cinco. I know there's a bit of door bashing in that series, so maybe just a little bit too intense on track, but I know in the SFLs he lost it because of bad luck in 2 rounds, so that's what cost him. But this season, he's got a point to prove. He wants to win championships, and he wants to do it in a multitude of car types as well. And, if he could maybe get a podium in the Supercars, that would be great for his confidence. And maybe that could transfer over to the SFLs and the GR86s as well.
Never know. Consistency in driving and being in the right headspace is the key.
This is true. I want to know where Doug Gowans is, because I know that he signed up for the series. Where's he on?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't?
He
Okay,
didn't.
I thought he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Car 28, Roy Clark is calling something in. He's having a switch with Roy Clark.
And Troy Dooley and Stephen Makes. I've seen nothing for Roy, so I'm not sure why he'd be calling something in. At this point in time, I'll see if I can find something as to why.
All right, so we're at the 15-minute mark at the moment, coming up to it, and no pits yet. McAvoy is talking to, who was that just called in? I didn't quite see that. Oh, I was following Rushford in the bottom screen, but they've all gapped out and lost a bit of pace. I'm going to go.
Oh, okay, that's what Roy will be calling in. Was a bit of a knock from Banksy.
Oh, a bit of love?
Well, I would say that's probably going to be a redress, and if Banks has already redressed it, well, then race control's not going to do anything, so... that
okay, so that position there, Roy Clark and Banksy, that was readdressed to what happened, so there's no further action.
Coleman and Green in pit lane, lap 11, 15 minutes into this race, so they are in early.
They are smart. That's what the guys did earlier on. There's 30 minutes left. They can drive to the end. Now they've put themselves in a good position.
To be fair to the guys earlier, they did it under safety car, which probably helped.
It's not a bad strategy.
It's not a bad strategy. I'm not really getting the vibe that we're going to get a safety car tonight. It seems that we're going to stay green the whole way.
Yeah.
But weirder things have happened, including seeing Adam Hughes on track in a battle with Tim Holford.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, very, very, very weird to see Hughesy on track and not in a safety car. Douglas and Kennedy trying to chase them down as well, as Hughesy wants to get this done on Mulford, but he is not going to make it easy for him. Forces him on the outside, and he's just not going to get the drive off that corner. Yeah, he is. He's had a bit of a traverse onto the grass. That'll be a slowdown for him.
Is it contact with Levin, or was it just his own liking?
Let's have a look. I think it might have been just his
him
own
and Levin
liking.
were like only about 2/10 apart.
No, he went to send it on Billy Mole and just ran out of talent, it seems. So.
Yep. He did the right thing. He pulled out from the impact.
He did the Greg Leake plan. He just kept it going onto the grass, which is very, very smart.
De Bono and Urquhart, they're having a battle down at the moment. Urquhart and him are side by side on the bottom screen if you can.
Through penalty sinker for car 555, contact lap 10 turn 2. So that is going the way of Mitchell Muller of PSR.
Ryan Muller.
That's Mitchell Muller. Thank you very much.
Mitchell Muller. Okay. Don't remember that one.
No, I didn't see anything in regards to that one on the...
Tell you what, De Bono is absolutely flying now. He's just passed Urquhart. He's already got him down to a second. He is on fire.
Well, we've got Urquhart and him. They got Daly in behind, who's a lap down. So he is allowed to unlap himself, but he can't hold these guys up if he gets in front of them. So he can get past. Although Urquhart and De Bono, well, knowing both of them, they will sit there and think, "Why are you trying to pass me? You're a lap down. How dare you?" But it is Trav's right. He's allowed to. He's allowed to go past them if he feels he's faster.
Yep.
He just can't hold them up. That's all.
Oh, he's in.
He's in.
Yep.
Trav's going to give that one up. When do we think Warboys comes in? Do we think he cuts this race in half, Sinker, or he goes long to have fresh tyres and light car at the end?
He's just stretching his feet at the moment, mate. He's not even stressing about anything, mate. His fastest is a 1:27.633. He's on the same lap pace as Bettis, and he's 9 seconds ahead.
He's kind of gone into cruise control mode at the moment, has Warboys.
Okay. The incident with Mitch Noble that was called in, someone, whoever it was, it might have been Dave Coleman actually, needs to readdress to him, but he's 2 minutes ahead, so how's he going to do that?
is he 2 minutes ahead? Noble is
2 seconds ahead, sorry.
2 seconds. Well, Coleman would have to slow down.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, that's fine. You've got to redress. You've got to slow down.
Yeah. All right, pits starting to happen. Banks is in, Muller's in, Rushworth's in, Fitzpatrick's in. All the boys are starting to pit.
That one was a self-inflicted one.
So everyone from 22nd down is pit except for Jaden Green. No, Mitch Noble, sorry. But the fight with De Bono is still going strong up the front there. He is having a great little battle with
Urki.
Who is it? Urki, yeah.
It's Urkowitz's Furniture.
Yep.
This week they're having sales on bricks for the brickyard. So buy a brick, get a cement for free.
So Mitch, Dave Coleman does not need to readdress anymore because Mitch Noble went off track.
Okay. Fair enough then. So Urki and De Bono following each other around until pit stops begin to take shape. Burridge is in a closely contested battle further back.
Yep, I'll
with
go to
John
that.
Gallen.
John Gallen.
Yep, so there's that one. And Lawford started to respond to Bettis. Oh, sorry, he's got Jack Andrews just in behind him at the front. So this battle now looks to continue on halfway through this race. We've got 20 minutes left to go here at Indianapolis before the checkered flag drops. All Boys leads the way by 9.2 seconds over Ryan Bettis. Angus Lawford.
I've got this.
Go ahead, Sinko.
I've got the second cam going. They're just making moves on each other. Great little battle side by side across the back S's. Staying safe, giving plenty of room to each other. Some great driving, great respect there.
Lawford's into pit lane. So Angus Lawford comes in.
Yep, De Bono's followed him. Urquhart's followed him in. Be interesting to see how our first of our pitters is Dave Coleman. I might just switch to that.
That's all right, I got that one. I'll keep an eye on Coleman. You stick on that battle.
See how they come in. Oh, one of those boys just popped in as well.
That's Gallen who's coming in. Tim Mulford's had a moment further back in the field. He spun it round. Down at turn 7.
He's just called that in too.
Let's have a look why. He had Blake Fitzpatrick in behind. Oh, nothing in that. Blake was alongside before turn him. So,
yeah. Sometimes I wonder if some of these boys are driving single screens or not.
I would have to wonder because that looks like a single screen moment right there because Blake was alongside. Like there's no other point to it. He's alongside him.
I'll tell you what, Dave Coleman's strategy of going in early has done him well. He's come out behind Angus Lawford. So that's been a great number of positions he's moved up.
So this is on board with Mulford down at turn 7. Yeah, he's right there, right alongside. So regardless.
Yep, Andrews is in, Mueller's in.
Yep, so more boys coming in at the top of the field as well.
Oh, Blake's got himself a bloody 9-second lead, so he's just going to be in cruise control at the moment.
Yeah, he's cutting through the traffic like a knife in butter.
Yep.
As he runs his way towards, if he can keep it clean, a 3rd win in a row in feature races here in the Supercar.
These boys in the lower screen are keeping close to each other, keeping the pressure on. Oh, a bit of light flashing too.
This battle's starting to heat up as well. Kennedy, Stone Street and Douglas further back. They've got war boys approaching them. These guys have all had pit stops in this race. Andrews, Mueller, Burridge now into their pit bays. Andrews just starting to exit pits. He looks to come out in behind Peter Pavlovic or Greg Barber at this point as well. But he'll be watching for Lawford, who's right there. So Andrews has actually had the benefit and he's come out ahead of Angus Lawford at this stage. So
Yeah,
that
he
is
has.
a
He's
great jump.
And Mueller as well has come out in front of Coleman too. So he's just popped in between Angus Lawford and Coleman.
That is great strategy from the Phoenix driving team, or Phoenix racing team driver of Jack Andrews. And he's got some breathing space as well, Sigger. He's got Pav and Barbs in behind him, who both need pit stops in this race.
Yeah.
And then there's Lawford, as Urquhart is having some internet issues, it seems.
He's been having problems with that all week.
No, he's been having problems with that for the last season and a half. I mean, he's, you know, he spoke to him yesterday about it, tried to figure out what his issues might be. He's getting really bad ping, it seems, the later that he goes on in the car. The longer he goes in the car, the worse it gets. So he want to get that rectified before the Enduro later in the season.
Barb's on track.
Yeah, so he's just setting that on
Bush
Barbs.
is in. Very quiet race tonight, Jeremy Bush.
Yeah, Bush is a quiet achiever for Jeremy. He was inside the top 10 actually before he came into pit lane, so we'll see where he ends up. So top 8 cars on the road yet to pit in this race. Pavlovic as well yet to pit, same with Barber. They're the only cars left on the road to take pit stops. Only 10 cars need to come through the lane, including our race leader, Blake Warboys, who has got a 9.5 second lead over P2 on the road as Greg Barber is spun round at turn 1. What has happened to Barbs? Oh, he just got it a bit loose and then slow spun it round.
Yeah.
And I want to see this rejoin. I want to make sure that was okay as well.
Yeah, great little battle here on the bottom screen with Stephen Kennedy and Jake Edwards. No Darren Crosby tonight.
No Crosby at the moment. But
Must,
there's still
must
plenty of
have
M1
scared
cars.
off by Coleman's podium.
Yeah, he didn't want none of the smoke from Coleman, it seemed, this week.
Yes.
Billy Mulroy Clark into the pits outside of the top 8, so they now roll in through. So does Rigby as well. So we've got 14 minutes left to go. Warboys looks to go as long as possible across this stint. He's got plenty of time over Ryan Bettis. And then even more time over Jamie Davis, who's 26 seconds back and needs a pit stop here tonight as well. So for Warboys, it is cruise control as he comes into the lane. So the leader finally takes his stop. Does Bettis follow him in?
Remember last time we jinxed him on the way into the pit?
Bettis is in as well. Does Davis? Is this the limit of the? Is this the limit of the tank? The limit of the stint? As Davis comes up towards the pit lane as well. In Team SRW Motorsport, nearly lost it on the exit. He comes into pit lane. Adam Hughes. Does he keep going? Oh no! Hughesy swipes left on the pit entry here, Sinker. He's going to keep on going and take the lead for a bit. Here's Mr.
Oh, Travis Daly is retiring from the race. He must have had damage.
He must have.
And he's retiring from the race.
Or just decided that was it for him after going a lap down earlier on and not looking like he's going to get the lap back because of the lack of safety
Davis
cars.
all gone in as well.
Yeah. There's Warboys. There's Bettis parking in behind him. Dooley's also in.
Jack Andrews, let's see how he comes out of all this when these boys are coming through this pit.
I don't know if he's going to gain the 9 seconds back that Warboys had.
No, he's not going to gain that, obviously.
There's Warboys there. You can see Andrews in behind, running down towards turn 1. We want to see, though, where Andrews comes out in comparison to Bettis. He's nowhere near him. Oh, no, he is near him. Andrews has actually gotten past him. So a muck up in pit lane for Ryan Bettis and Blackout OPR. He's coming out right alongside Jack Andrews, but he's got backup on the exit of pit lane as Barbs has followed him out. So could there be a BMW style play here if Barbs were to get ahead of Jack Andrews?
Something's going down, but I don't know what. 778's been asked to return to the pits because of his internet issues.
That is Adam
Hughes.
Hughes.
Dropping down the field at the moment.
Yeah, that's Adam Hughes, I believe.
Blake Urquhart.
Oh, Blake Urquhart, I see. Okay.
Yep, 778. Yeah. Adam Hughes is entering the pit right now as well, so maybe he's having issues as well.
Well, he was blinking earlier, but he needs to take his actual pit stop. So Hughesy will come in, take his stop. We'll see where he comes out. But for Warboys, 11.7 seconds is the gap over Ryan Bettis. It's absolutely insane for him to have that sort of a lead. And there's nowhere further we can put him up. We can't say you're going to the next split up because this is the top split.
Yeah.
He is...
Urquhart's said to race control, I've sorted out my Wi-Fi. He's been told twice to go back to the pits and still hasn't. He's got a black and white warning flag for not doing as he's told. So watch this space.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Urquhart in the PR machine. He's back on the radio. What's he saying, Sinker?
Oh, he's got himself a drive-through penalty for ignoring race control instructions.
Well, he's been a naughty boy.
He is continuing his chatter, and race control have been watching his ping for a while. I think he's going to get a slap on the wrist.
Well, he needs to be careful because if he stays out and continues to ignore race control, they will simply remove him from session. Yeah, they'll remove him.
Correct.
So
I'm surprised he hasn't been removed yet for his rebuttal.
Well, he's a very heated man. He
has been disabled. His audio has been disabled, so he cannot continue the chatter back to the team, which is what they do when someone starts the chatter.
I currently don't expect Urquhart to actually continue this race. I expect him to come in and probably park it after that sort of a response.
Well, he needs to park it anyway until his internet stabilises, then he can be let out again. Yeah, because there was an incident where he blinked out.
But then again, he also can't. He also now can't tell race control that he's sorted it because he's been muted. So, you know, he'll be a bit heated.
We'll leave that for them downstairs to sort out.
We'll leave that to them.
Yeah. At the moment, we've got Blake Warboys setting out a training session and showing people how to drive this car around Indianapolis.
He's going to let Troy. He'll probably let Troy follow him now and just be like, "Here, this is how you get a 12.8 second lead over the field."
Well, 1:27.367 is his lap time. That's his fastest lap he's got. So he's doing extremely well there. I'm going to change my camera to...
Maybe the secret is guns out Warboys. Maybe that's the secret to this lead. He's done a 1:27.3, his fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
This is a new... But maybe it's the haircut, Sinker. Maybe it's the pressure of his mum coming
bottom
tomorrow.
Screen, man. Jaden Green, Brandon Levin, and Jamie Davis was there a few seconds ago.
Yeah, there they are.
They're having a great little battle there. There's a bit of a sandwich going on there. Everyone is now officially pitted, so everyone is back into their normal orders. Blake Warboys in first place, Ryan Bettis second, Jack Andrews done really well with his pit strategies. He's in third, Angus Lawford fourth, Ryan Mueller fifth, and Dylan Bono sixth. The Dave Commons seventh, Brandon Levin.
Warboys is having internet issues at the front of the field, Sinker. He is blinking in and out of existence.
In 8th up 12.
Sorry to interrupt. I've just seen it. I saw him cross turn 1. I think he's gone. He's gone. Warboys is out.
No.
Warboys is out of the session. Look at that. He's dropped due to packet loss.
Is he going to be able to get
Billy
back
Mole
in?
and Jaden Green have had contact at turn 1 as well, but heartbreak for Blake Warboys, who led the whole race and had one hell of a lead going. That is absolute heartbreak for him. The leader of the championship.
So he can swear and carry on. The poor guy, I feel for him.
Oh.
That is a heartbreak. He was absolutely destroying that field. Had that race all in his hands with 7 minutes to go. He was just about to go 3 on the trot. Winning the Sunday, winning the heat on the Tuesday. Oh, what a rough way to do it.
That is just unfortunate for Blake Warboys. This is the moment, though, with Jaden Green and Billy Mole down at turn 1. Oh, there was rear contact from Green on Mole, so unfortunately for Green, he may be getting a talking to from race control for that one. That was a big moment down at 1, and that has arguably cost both of them a top 10. So Ryan Bettis is now our newest race leader, Sinker, And
yes, I know. Come out of nowhere.
Hey, Blackout OPR could be on for the double tonight. They had Cal in race 1 in split 2. Bettis could get it done here in split 1 as well. But 6 minutes left to go. 3.1 seconds back to Andrews. Could the fight be on?
Yeah, look. You know what? Another thing I'm looking at is Coleman up in the top 5 or 10. Like again, he's getting some consistency in there, which is good. Biggest mover for tonight so far is Jake Edwards up 21. Oh, make that 20. Just got passed by Jason Douglas. Second would be Steve Kennedy up 16. Brendan 11, 13. Adam Hughes 12. And Jason Douglas 11.
Drive-through penalty, Sinker, for Jaden Green for the contact at turn 1, lap 22. So unfortunately for him, he will now have to traverse through the lane.
Yep.
And will end up at the back of the field. Greg Barber is also out of this race as well. Sinker, I noticed he's been out since lap 19. So we've had a couple of dropouts tonight, as well as Tim Mulford as well. So that's unfortunate.
It sounds like it might be some Queenslanders from all the flooding and stuff.
In saying that, War Boys is in Albury Wodonga. So
Albury Wodonga, yeah. Yep.
But
He's
for
just
Ryan,
they've just lost. Oh, look at that pass on the bottom screen, inside, outside. Oh, God, that was close.
There is some great battling that's been happening. Davis, Hughes,
Adam
and
Hughes is the sandwich between Levin and Davis at the bottom screen, and they've he's just made a nice little move past Jamie Davis.
I've just seen on the Video Ninja Sinker, I think War Boys might be attempting to get back in. I'm not sure.
Well, any points are good points because he can still get his points up for, like, up to top around the 28 or something like that if you can get out and track.
So War Boys is back in. So now he'll just be hoping to try and just get some points for finishing this race. The good news for War Boys is he's still on lap 22. So he's actually somehow...
Not been lapped.
No, he hasn't been. I don't think he's been lapped. I think he's still on the lead lap somehow. Let me have a look. Well, it'll fix itself when he crosses the line. So
yeah,
we'll see what it says when he crosses the line. But it'll be a win out of his pocket now. It might be a drop round, but points are still solid points. And if he misses a round later in the season, this could save him from losing a championship. So
correct. These are points that are crucial points.
Great resilience though from him as well. Just to confirm, he's 2 minutes behind the leader, so he lost 2 laps during that period of time. So he could still make up some positions though.
Yeah, that sucks.
It does. It really does.
Big time. But the battles continue. You know, that's racing. It's equipment. It could be like an engine or a bearing in a real car or something like that. But you know, it is what it is. What's he got there? PC dramas for Jaden Green.
Yeah, I've just seen that as well. Thanks for letting us know, Connor. I just saw him. He's had a moment, now he's dropped out. So unfortunate for Jaden after a bit of a heartbreak in this race. He, I'm sure he didn't mean to hit Billy into turn 1, and then it's just kind of gone from bad to worse over the last couple laps for him. But
the minor positions battle, the nice little battle coming up here. I've switched it from Levin and Hughes to Bono and Coleman. Coleman is putting pressure on crazy on the back of De Bono at the moment. So they're fighting for 5th place.
Let's get that second screen.
The last podium position is still being fought out by Angus Mueller and Ryan Mueller. Angus Lawford and Ryan Mueller.
Yeah. What else think, you do? And then another Mount Franklin sparkling water, it seems.
Yes. My waitress is on strike.
Oh, mine brought me one earlier, so it was a good
nice.
Time. Yep.
Well, you're not married yet, mate.
No, I'm not, so we'll see how that plays out. This battle as well.
Billy Mole and Jake Andrews.
Hughesy's probably being on Tinder, probably used to getting
rejection?
Getting 2 on 1. Well, yeah, rejection, but also getting 2 on 1. But is he prepared for a 2 on 1 from Team SRW cars of Levin and Davis, who are incredibly quick?
Yeah, he's got to be careful there. Another great little battle that's coming along is Gallen, Burridge, and Julie. They're fighting across the back, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Tell you what, DeBono's a bloody weapon, isn't he? He just
really
settles into a
is.
car. I mean, there's different driving styles from the 86s to the V8. The V8's completely different to any other animal in iRacing, we know that. And then the downforce car as well. So there's 3 different disciplines that are completely different to each other. And he's fast in all 3 of them. He adapts very well to the conditions in the cars.
As I said, he's more or less a complete driver. It's kind of it's like the waiting game now of when will he finally win a title, at least for the SFL side of things. You know, I've made mention that he's probably the best driver to never win that championship on the Wednesday. Arguably should have won it last season, but you know, that's neither here or there. I think it'd be good to see him really get up to pace in this supercar and really challenge for race wins and championships as well, because, you know, he's such a fast driver and he's still so young. You know, he can very easily continue to develop, and then by the time he's Blake's age, you know, be challenging him for race wins and challenging for championships as well.
But Barlo's not that young, mate.
He's not that
How
old
old do you
either.
think he is?
He'd be early 20s.
How old do you reckon Blake is?
Probably early 30s, late 20s.
I reckon Blake would be late 20s.
Oh, late 20s or early 30s, around there.
Yeah, I reckon DeBono would be mid-20s.
Oh, maybe.
Mr. Dodds is going, go PR. Well, we haven't had a lot of PR on tonight, but... Oh, Coleman's just passed him.
The contest.
bottom screen.
We have had a little bit of PR out there. We had the contestiveness of Blake Urquhart arguing with race control, which he's also now.
Oh, he's trying to get it back. He's broken a little bit later. Coleman is
great racing between them. This is phenomenal stuff. Top level. It is final lap though, and final couple of corners for Ryan Bettis, who stayed consistent, stayed in P2 this whole race. And what cost Blake Warboys has given Blackout OPR a night to remember, as Ryan Bettis will head up towards the bricks and take a second win on the night for Blackout OPR here at Indy Road Course, and will take the split 1 win here for round number 2. Andrews will come across the line in P2. Mueller will come home P3, just ahead of now championship leader Angus Lawford of Project 36.
Wow, what a race. DeBono's got it past Dylan DeBono as well for 6th. Adam Hughes in 7th. Jamie Davis 8th. Brandon Levin 9. Stephen Kennedy 10. Our biggest mover of the night, 17 places, Mr. Kennedy. Blake Fitzpatrick 11th. Jason Douglas 12th. Billy Mole 13th. Stephen Banks 14th. And Andrew Rushworth 16th. Spectacular driving out there by all boys.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff from them. It's not over, though. Fire up Jake Edwards fans. He's had to come into pit lane. He's run out of fuel. So Edwards is going to have to finish the race in the pit lane. So Blackout OPR get the absolute highlight of the night. 2 wins on the trot. And for Edwards, he not only blew his engine earlier in the race, he's now run out of fuel and has to end it in the pit lane. What a shame for him. Warboys has already pulled it into pit lane, so he gets his points for the night. At this stage, Bettis, though, takes one hell of a win for himself in the Camaro. And for Lawford, he didn't finish on the podium tonight here, Sinker, but he goes into Belle Isle next week as the championship leader. It only took us 1 round to change the lead of the championship. How interesting is that, especially with the fact that it was Warboys that was leading us into this race as the championship leader.
Mate, he's so unlucky. That was unfortunate for him. He's still got points out there. So he's finished. Where did he finish? He finished
P27.
P27. So he's got some points out of it.
Not the most points he could get, which I think would be 120. But, you know, still some good points. And again, if he misses a race later in the season, you know, it could still be a drop round, but not necessarily. Oh, well, you know, if he doesn't miss a race, this will be his drop round. But if he does, at least it's still some points on the board and not a 0 next to his name, which I think Ryan Bettis has also run out of fuel as well on the in-lap.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't need to drive back to pits anymore, so that's a good thing. But the Blackout OPR boys have done considerably well tonight.
They have indeed. And it all started with early moves off the line. Bettis rocketed down towards turn 1. And this is when he first put it on the podium, when he got past Jack Andrews at the beginning of the race, and then it was pretty much clinical from there. Try and get past Lawford, and then try and keep it in contention for the rest of the race until eventually Warboys unfortunately dropped out of the race here this evening. But we'll start with our P3 on the road, Ryan Mueller of Pacific Esports Racing. Let's drag him in now to have a chat. Ryan Mueller, P3 on the road tonight for Pacific Esports Racing. Had to fight for it there, though, with Lawford towards the end of this race, and got given the opportunity when, unfortunately, for the race leader at the time, Blake Warboys, dropped out due to his internet issues, then had to rejoin later on. But a podium is a podium nonetheless, and some solid points for you in this championship battle.
Yeah, it was a good race. There was a bit of a scare at the start when me and Erky come together, bit of a miscommunication. But yeah, it's really unfortunate to see Warboys go out like that. He was way ahead of everyone, but yeah, happy with another podium.
Well, mate, it's another solid chunk of points for you. This will be a good gain in the championship for you when looking at the fact that Chris Burridge didn't finish up as high up as you. Billy Mole had an unfortunate race. Warboys, of course, further back. Erky dropping out of the race. Rain Campbell also dropping out of the race, and Brandon Levin finishing behind you. So you may actually find that this now slots you up onto the podium in the championship fight, pretty closely contested with Angus Lawford, who has now taken the lead of that championship fight as well.
Yeah, I'm just kind of keeping it safe for the moment, but of course I'm going to give it a crack if I can get in there and get up with the boys. But yeah, good points haul again, and just going to keep hopefully chipping away.
I think that's a very, very solid mindset to bring to racing this series. You know, championships are won from consistency, and if you can get these consistent finishes and you can show up every week, well, that could pay dividends at the end of the season by another title going the way of Pacific Esports Racing, and you becoming another champion for them. Of course, John Gallen, a former champion for the team, and others as well. Mate, let us know who helps get you guys out on circuit for Pacific Esports Racing. Anyone else wish to give a shout out to as well? For myself, Singer, and the rest of the league, congratulations on P3 here tonight at Indy Road Course.
Thanks, boys. I'd like to thank PER for all the help and the setups and everything. Lake Edge, One Shot Pest Management, Been the Blade for Balin Foundation, W Energy Drinks, Sim Nickel Photography, Player One Sim Gear, Major Garage for the setups as well, and I'd like to thank all you boys for the good streaming and the good series.
Very good, mate. We'll hopefully see you next week on track at Belle Isle, trying to bring the challenge once again to Angus and co. Have a good week of practice, a good week of rest, and we'll see you back on Tuesday night.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you.
Well done, buddy. Congratulations.
All right, next up we have from Phoenix Racing Team. They're well known of getting on the podium, but this time, for the first time in his short career with the team, Jack Andrews has now found himself on the podium. Jack, a solid performance tonight in your return to the series. First time out on track for you for Phoenix Racing Team here on the Tuesday nights, and a solid chunk of points to boot with P2. I want to start with your pitch strategy. That was an exceptional job to get yourself into a podium position by jumping a couple of drivers in the pit lane. But coming out, as you came around turn one, Ryan Bettis just on your outside, that battle looked to be on straight away. What was the thoughts going on in that moment?
Yeah, it was a bit stressful at that point. I had underfueled the car massively, so I had to save about 4 to 5 litres for the next few laps. So when Ryan came out next to me, I just wanted him to leave and drive down the road so I could follow and save some fuel to keep ahead of Lawford. But now, yeah, I'm glad it worked out. It was just sitting behind them and saving fuel, which was kind of the smarter thing to do rather than getting involved in an incident.
Well, of course, you got given P2 after an incident for the leader where his internet dropped out. So you stayed consistent, stayed smart. That all played out for you in the end by getting up onto second position. Some good points in your championship fight after missing round one. Are you planning on making the rest of the rounds this season, so then round one becomes your drop round?
Yeah, that's the plan. We only missed round one because I hadn't bought the track yet. So got that quick smart for Sunday. But yeah, the plan is to do the rest of Tuesdays just to try and use that as some extra practice for Sunday.
Mate, very, very good to hear. Belle Isle next week. Over-unders on safety cars?
If I'm a betting man, I'd be placing a good bet on about 3 at least. Ooh. I'd be pretty happy on that. It's going to be an interesting race for sure.
I think it will. But let us know, Ryan, who helps get you and Phoenix Racing Team out on circuit. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well? For myself, Sinker, and the rest of the league, congratulations on P2 on the road here tonight out at Indianapolis.
Yeah, thanks, gents. I'd like to thank, obviously, the team at Phoenix Racing Team, Hybrid Racing Simulations, Melbourne Hydrographics Depot, Prestige Cinematography, Aramex Australia, DHF Tyres, RSW Graphics, Bubbles and Balloons, and, of course, Phoenix Driver Development.
Very good, Jack. Best of luck next week at Belle Isle. Best of luck when we get back here on Sunday for Indianapolis once again.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks, gents.
Thanks, mate.
Well done, mate. Congratulations.
And next up, we have our race winner from Blackout OPR to make it 2 from 2 this evening in Indianapolis. They've put the name on the track, Sinker. It's now become Blackout OPR Indianapolis Motor Speedway as Ryan Bettis joins us now. Ryan, you make it 2 from 2. Cal took the win in split 2. You then, well, not to make you feel bad about it, lucked into the win in split 1 when Blake unfortunately dropped out due to internet issues. But at the end of the day, you had to be in the position to take advantage of that happening. And this time round, you know, the dice rolled your way and you got that moment where you get given the lead. But how hard was it for you at that point? You get given the lead, you know, you get maybe a little bit excited for the fact you're now actually leading the race with only 10 minutes or so to go. What was it like, the thought processes of having to reset and just recalibrate yourself and focusing and keeping this car on the road for those final 10 minutes?
Yeah, first of all, hello. I was pretty shocked with Warboys disconnecting. I was like, oh no. I was pretty calm. I just felt like hitting my marks and then, yeah, happy days really. Yeah, obviously no need to fuel save, tyres were all good. And then had a pretty comfortable gap. So yeah, it's pretty cruisy towards the end.
Ryan, is this your first win at SAW?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I think it is, mate. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think you've had podiums before, yeah, but not a top step.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think last time I was here was like GT.
Congratulations for popping your cherry on round 2, mate.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Ryan, I asked Jack this, about the same scenario when you exited pit lane and he's right there next to you at turn 1. What was the thoughts when you came out? Was it just try and plant the foot on exit and risk the rear getting loose, or was it just try and be as smooth as possible? And if you come out behind him, you come out behind him.
Yeah, pretty much just like be nice and smooth. I didn't expect him to be that close, to be honest. I kind of a little bit of a stall coming off the clutch. Yeah, so I didn't expect it to be that close, to be honest.
Then finally, how fired up is Jake Edwards for not only blowing his engine in coming into pit lane, but also running out of fuel on the last lap and having to end the race in the pit lane as well?
Oh, that's a drama. Yeah, it was pretty fired up in comms, to be honest. Yeah, it was pretty up and about.
Well, you might have to tell him to just have a whisper to his engine manufacturer to maybe not let it fire up so hard during a race next time. And hopefully he'll get another positive performance. But Ryan, let us know who helps get you and Blackout OPR on track. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well? For myself and Sinker and the rest of SRW, congratulations on not only your first win, but your win here this evening at Indianapolis for the Split 1 crew in V8 Supercars.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Just want to give a big shout out to Blackout Electrical Solutions, simrigs.com, and Shunt's Scenery.
Very good, mate. Best of luck next week at Belle Isle. We look forward to seeing how you go. We'll see if the Blackout OPR train can continue to getting another win on the road here in the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercar Series.
Lovely. Thank you, boys.
Thanks, mate.
Take care, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season.
All right, Sinker. Another round for Supercars done and dusted. We look ahead to the rest of round 2 after what was arguably the best race of the season in Split 2. That was phenomenal. We'll see how long it takes for that to get topped. And then pretty much the narrative of Split 1 was the heartbreak for Warboys, the contentiousness of race control arguments, and then the breakout performance of Ryan Bettis to get his first win here in SRW.
And I've just had a look at my inbox. We've got a registration of Mr. Thomas Freeman for Tuesday night.
Fire up Freeman fans.
And for Sunday night as well.
Oh,
so Freo's taking the hat off.
We're just missing Stefan McCartan now. And we'll have the milk carton on the train as well for Blackout.
Well, not only that, Freo's a very accomplished Logitech driver as well. So Sunday night, just all of a sudden, has got a lot faster again.
It has indeed.
Yeah.
Looking ahead to next week, or for the rest of this week, sync up for SRW. Of course, tomorrow night for the Super Formula Championship, we head out to Mid-Ohio for the first sprint round of the season, a 20-minute heat and a 40-minute feature for the SFLs out at Mid-Ohio. For Thursday's Shannon's Insurance Toyota at GR86 Nationals, we head out to Rudskogen for their next round, the format being a super sprint, the first super sprint of the season, 3 20-minute heats at Rudskogen. That is going to be an absolute safety car fest. I am predicting it now. So get ready to be locked into looking at that safety car sinker with James and hearing about how much he loves talking about blue flags. And then Sunday we're back here at Indianapolis for the V8 Supercars Championship for the best of the best to go at it in an epic contest towards victory lane. Can Warboys fix those internet issues before Sunday and come back and take his second win on the trot in the Sunday series? Well, you'll have to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon to be notified when we're racing once again, and to join us back here for the rest of the week. In the SFLs tomorrow night, myself and Jack Anderson in the booth. Thursday night for the GR86s with James Parfitt and Steve Sinkovic in the booth once again. And then Sunday night, myself and Steve back at Indy for that race in the Supercars once again. But for myself, Hamish Munro, Steve Sinkovic alongside, appreciate your time, appreciate you being here with us once again. A big thank you goes out to all of our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren Brown Tools, for the V8 Supercars Series and the V8 Supercars Championship, and as well as Shannon's Insurance for their support on the Thursday night Toyota GR86 Nationals, as well as our other series sponsors, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, and Groom Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be found on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia. But until next time, stay safe.
Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon as well. But until next time, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Amazing, I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters, almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble
bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove